Good evening, Speed Gaming 2. Welcome to some more Super Metroid Link to the Past Randomizer Combo Tournament 2v2 edition. Today we have our top seed, Solsky and Oski on Crockpot versus Flipheel and SP Ridley of No Shields. My name is Tracy, and with me today is Ace Zero. How are you doing, Ace?
I'm doing great, Tracy. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm good. Looking forward to this race. It's going to be a tough one for No Shields. I mean, Crockpot is the one seed for a reason. Aussie generally considered the best at this. Solsky, no slouch, having won the tournament last year, the 1v1. So this is going to be a tough one for Flipheel and SP Ridley, but it is randomizer. Things happen in randomizer, so you never know.
Absolutely. Things happen in Randomizer, and this is co-op as well, which definitely makes things different. It definitely plays a little bit differently and requires a unique set of skills to be able to communicate well with your partner, to know what you're able to get away with skipping, and just get away with doing lower percentage things than you're probably used to doing for most SMZ3s.
And I have to say right now, these sprite choices on the bottom, don't like it. Don't like it. Don't do it. No, the SM sprites are not good. The Link sprite, and I am particularly, I hate this sprite that Ridley's using, but I mean, to each their own.
Yeah, we had for a moment there we have 4 custom sprites on the screen with 2 custom Link to the Past sprites as well.
Yeah, much prefer the eggplant and the
eggplant.
And the same as on the Link to the Past is fine. Those are fine. We do see 2 runners, though, going down to see the items in Bloober. Now, if there's something here, that's really good. If there's nothing here, they'll just reset. And I didn't even see what was over there at the Morph Ball, but obviously nothing that Aussie wants. Yeah, missiles, we're not grabbing those.
Nice early bomb from Flipheel. It guarantees he'll have one, at least if he decides to go into Kakariko after this.
Yep, and that'll be a reset. Missile and Super is not going to do anything for us. I mean, I guess there's a weird niche case where that could be the only available Super, but I'd be shocked if that could happen. Or that did happen. I mean, it could.
That's the case, you could go back down for it.
Yeah.
You don't.
And we do see power bombs over there in the Uncle area, so having power bombs are not so bad. Now we see a small key in Sanctuary, so we'll be able to do all of escape if we want.
Yeah, and that's also important for logical reasons, that it makes the front of escape in logic without a glove or lamp to get to all the other chests and escape necessarily. Very quick map check. We saw a pendant on Hera. I saw a crystal at Eastern. I did not see deserts.
I don't even know what this sprite that Aussie's using is for Link.
It's like Tingle.
Oh. Okay, we're gonna get that lumberjack check. Interesting. Flipheel gonna go take that bomb over to Saha. That's a whole lot of money sitting there that we're never gonna get.
I kind of like it because he only has the 1 bomb, so he can't do all of Kakariko yet. He can't do the South Shore to deal with the mini Moldorms. So he's hoping to get something here early as a little bit more of an aggressive play.
Ooh, Aussie has a bomb, and we just saw a Morph Ball sitting there on the race game. So yeah, you're going back for that.
Yeah, with Morph, Supers, Missiles, and Power Bombs already, we might see really early SM options here.
Yeah, I do expect to see at least Kakariko cleared out, maybe South Shore if we can get some sort of nice weapon or enough money to buy bombs. I mean, Aussie does have 1 more bomb left, so he could always use it and bomb out the little bomb hut and refill there if need be. And Flipheel, this is a pretty aggressive play, goes straight into Eastern.
Yeah, with it as a crystal, he's almost guaranteeing that it'll be a double dip into the dungeon, but it's early enough. If there's something good in the front, that double dip can be worth it. So I kind of like it, especially if you're seeing yourself as the underdogs, which of course on paper Flipheel and SP Ridley are against the #1 seed in Crockpot.
Yeah, we did see a gravity suit sitting over there on the library, so Boot's going to show up sometime. They may not show up soon, but they're going to show up guaranteed. And a sword in the black back of Blindside. Yeah, good thing Solsky remembered to do that. He's actually rather infamous for having skipped that in a multi. Fortunately, he doesn't have bombs to do the back, but Aussie will clean that up. Sometimes it's better to just do what you can and then just have your partner clean up when they get over there, especially when there's something that you want anyway.
Absolutely. So far, not a whole lot in Kakariko, though, other than that Morph Ball, which is, I guess, a little bit outside of the village.
Yeah, pretty much just the sword.
Well,
and you know, we still haven't seen the bomb blocked areas. You'll see those from Aussie in just a second. It'll be really bad for no shields if there's important stuff here, because it might be a while before Flipil gets over here.
Yeah, and there's not even a lot of rupees
No.
is another problem. So SP Ridley's not even going to really have the rupees required to buy bombs and get that Morph Ball. He's going to have to probably farm rupees somewhere or come back to this later.
Yeah, I mean, there is this 50-50 bush that Solsky's trying for right now.
Yeah, the alternative would be drop down the well again. That would get Solsky to the threshold to buy bombs, but it would take quite a few for SP Ridley.
Also under consideration, Bottle Vendor, probably going to get orphaned here. It's actually a fairly common orphan in SMZ3, just because in Link to the Past, it's extremely rare that you don't end up in Kakariko with enough money and or bombs to do everything. In SMZ3, it's not unusual to have just no resources to do everything, and you know, just have to come back later for that Bottle Vendor. Just don't forget to go back later and get it.
Flipil having some trouble with this damage boost in Eastern. He's going to leave the room and set it up again.
Looks like he's just going to kill the enemies. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, let's see what's in the back of Blind's Hut. A bottle. Oh, okay, that's to be determined.
Conveniently close to Sick Kids, so we'll be able to see it right away.
Yeah, and if it's nothing, Aussie can just... Solsky can just skip it. Although, no, yeah, he's already skipping it. Gonna go get his Morph Ball, I think.
Alright, nothing really of value in Eastern, unfortunately, for Flipil, so that's a big time investment. I think some Super Missiles were the best thing that he got out of there.
And just a heart container on the Sick Kid, so Solsky's not going to go grab that bottle. If he runs into another one, he'll maybe take it. But it's certainly not going to go out of his way for one. Okay, do you think one of Crockpot goes into SM right now?
I don't think quite yet. It looks like Ossie's doing South Shore, and I could see, well, I guess as I say that...
I think Solsky's going into SM.
I would have expected to see at least Sahasrara first from Solsky before the reset into Super Metroid.
But he's got 15 power bombs. That's a really good amount to start your SM. Cool. I mean, no E-tanks makes it a little bit dangerous. And he's even going to do Gauntlet right away, which is in logic in hard mode. But, I mean, you and I have had this argument before whether to check this. It's a lot slower to do it now, but if it's something, and then you don't, it's certainly worth it. And then if you peek the back and there's nothing in the back, it might be a long time before you get back to the front. So there's definitely a certain amount of merit to doing this. Oh, hi, lamp. Got our first fire source. That lamp could be hard required if the fire rod's behind a fire source.
Yeah, and that lamp might put front of escape in the runner's minds, since they can get all the way through now. Obviously, with glove, it's faster, but that does add a little bit more value to doing Hyrule Castle early, especially with the small key already in hand.
And a sword to kill all the enemies.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay, Solsky, be careful here, please. This is what I talk about with this being much more dangerous to do it now. He did lay that power bomb far enough over that he just wait out the acid and be just fine.
You see SP Ridley going into Hyrule Castle without the lamp.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate. With the sword, it's not too bad, though.
Yeah, this is going to slow it down in the middle. Hopefully, with only 3 hearts, he can survive. The snakes still do a whole half-heart of damage. As we see, Aussie picks up the bow from Mini Moldorm Cave. That's going to be another big advantage for
Yep.
Crocbot. They're going to just get a single dip. Eastern Palace is already in logic, even
fully.
clearable. So Aussie will clear it out. I don't know if there was one item left on Armos Knights.
Also, Solski picking up an Ether Medallion in the back of Gauntlet, which is one of those to-be-determined items. So, I don't know that Aussie goes and picks that up right away when he goes into SM, but knowing that it's there makes a big difference, that they don't have to worry about that medallion.
That's a pretty good spot for an item like that, though, because it's pretty quick from a reset, and you can get back to Link to the Past from it very quickly if you need it.
Okay, Ice Rod Cave with nothing. So yeah, Aussie probably can go straight to Eastern. No reason not to full clear this now. Solski doesn't have to do it right away, because unless something good is on Armos. But no, Aussie's gonna do Escape first. Okay.
Yeah, they're about equal in item density.
Yeah, the difference being,
still the
of
hope
course,
you can do the hope that you could still do Eastern and pair it with Pod potentially. Like if you get a mirror and you're in the Dark World and you can just mirror right in front, save some time. But I imagine he'll do that after this, unless he finds something big.
Well, the nice thing about this routing from Aussie is that he gives Solski plenty of time to do all of these Bryn checks, and so he'll have a pretty good idea of what he needs to go get when he goes into Super Metroid.
Absolutely.
We did see there was a map in the basement, so we will have an item at Dark Cross. And the logic might require them to go to the back, because we haven't seen a glove yet, and there could be something good back there. It'll just be a lot easier for Aussie when he does it, because just that lamp. I mean, with a sword, this is not too bad, but it's still faster if you can see.
Yeah, and he did pick up a couple of hearts in the front, which is nice. So no longer on 3 hearts like he was when he entered this castle.
Interesting that Solski's going ahead and farming these B-Toms. He's got lots of power bombs. Big Pink is a power bomb hog. This might indicate that he's planning on going back up through Blue Bryn, because Big Pink will use up a ton of power bombs, and then going back up through Blue Bryn Star will use up a bunch more power bombs. So that might be his plan here.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. I mean, he could do Kraid, but otherwise there's nothing in Norfair that's available. East Death Mountain doesn't have anything available yet without a way over there. So just full clearing Brinstar makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, there's not much you can get there. I mean, he can do like the 2 checks. He can do the old man pickup and the rescue, and then do the Spectral Rock Cave. But that's just not a lot. I mean, if we see a hook shot, then maybe they might flip it and do something different. Okay, Flip Hill now heading over towards South Shore. Ooh, they glove at Dark Cross. So definitely gonna pay off to have done this for both teams.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he didn't save and quit just to check these from the back. I don't know if it's faster, but if the key rat gives you some evasion, then you might have trouble.
Yeah, with the lamp, I think I probably just keep going, but I think in SP Ridley's case, I probably would have saved and quit, just so I don't have to worry about doing these dark rooms.
Yeah, really it's just that key rat. If he moves like up into the left, sometimes he can get away from you and be hard to track down.
Yep, exactly.
And he does need the key. But he gets key in the bottom left, so nice and quick.
And of course, it's always fun when your partner picks up a lamp while you're in a dark room.
Yeah, Flipheel gives a little angry slash at that bow after already having done most of Eastern Palace. We'll see if anyone on Team No Shields opts to go into Super Metroid. I imagine they're running pretty low on things, especially with that empty back of Escape.
Yep. Okay, an extra super pack in Big Pink. So far, we're not seeing a whole lot in the Brinstar area. We saw an Ice Rod, but we don't know yet if Turtle Rock is a pendant or a crystal. The old joke, of course, is that when you get an Ice Rod that early, it is usually a pendant, but we'll see. Okay, this could be I think this will be the Eastern play from Aussie, otherwise he'd probably just save save and reset. And a mushroom. Another to be determined item. SP Ridley going to the right here. Maybe gonna do Red Tower?
Yeah, I'd be
Skip?
surprised if it's a Fantoon play this early.
Yeah, this is
Oh.
having to CWJ and a super dangerous. Like it's not even okay. You just want to see the item. It's not even the CWJ. The no tank, no suit Fantoon is like really hard.
Yeah, and a lot of other rooms in Wreck Ship are still dangerous with 0 E-tanks, like the Spiky Room of Death on 0 E-tanks, and
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
is not fun.
Blue Boomerang for Solsky, still having not seen too much in. This could be a potential Bryn skip for the other players.
Yeah, and that's something that they might be banking on. This could be a matchup-dependent decision to go down Red Tower, which I would like that. I mean, it puts you a couple quick items, then you're directly on path to Kraid, which you're going to have to do anyway, so I definitely don't have a problem with this at all.
Yeah, and if the only, if the bad part is if Turtle Rock ends up being a crystal, and if Ice Rod is the only thing, that it gets really, really bad, because Ice Rod hunts are no fun. They're worse in this game than they are in Link to the Past Solo.
Oh yeah, with 100 more locations that it can be.
Exactly. Nice wall jumping from Solsky there. He's gonna have to be careful in this room here. These side hoppers will two-hit him, but he's set up with power bombs and is doing this correctly so that he doesn't get hit. So nicely done. We're still early enough.
And the first E-tank we've seen from SP Ridley. Some nice safeties.
Yeah, and also nice to find that charge, so you don't have to worry so much about ammo. No other beams. No one wants to do a 300-shot Ridley and/or Mother Brain fight, so they're going to want to pick up beams and/or ammo. But we don't have to worry about soft locks, which is always nice.
Ridley's going back up.
Yeah, maybe you just wanted these red tower checks.
I'm curious if the charge beam and the E-tank are influencing his decision. Maybe he's going to go to the Wreck Ship with that, a little bit more safety. Obviously, he can pseudo-screw through Fantoon and do a Nintendo Power fight with super missiles if he really wants to. It's pretty safe.
I mean, yeah, we're at the new route level of Fantoon fights, and let's face it, there's a reason why runs die to Fantoon a lot. So it's still a scary fight. Grapple beam, ooh. That's grapple beam's really interesting because if there's something at X-ray, Aussie probably still skips that because Aussie is capable of doing the deboosts. We still haven't found anything that we know for sure is hard required. In fact, I do wonder if I could see Aussie and Solsky prioritizing just getting the Dark World check just to find out whether the Ice Rod is required.
Now, speaking of Dark World, Flipheel grabbed the hammer at Agina. That's an out-of-the-way check that Team Crockpot did not do. That could be big.
No, and they won't be doing that for a while.
I can't imagine they will. I mean,
they get too much open to them.
Yeah, they have so much open in Super Metroid. If they get something like the book or the flute to get over there a lot quicker, I could see that happening. Otherwise, I think it's going to be a long time before that's obtained. It doesn't really open anything yet, though. Without the Moon Pearl, without Hookshot or Mirror to help get either from East Death Mountain to the west side where Hera is, or vice versa.
No, they may get gated there. I mean, we're nowhere close to Hell Run level. I could definitely see either one of them doing an early wreck ship. Maybe a little more likely Aussie, but Solsky definitely capable of doing a low health wreck ship. Okay, we have a couple more Bryn. Well, actually now criteria checks. Like that power bomb a bit too early.
He's got some spares.
It's an extra heart container. I mean, when you see a heart container, it's pretty free in SM. I think most runners will tend to grab them. Maybe less so with heart pieces. Of course, all of it's depending just how far out of the way things are.
Yeah, and how many you have, how late in the game it is. At this point, We're actually kind of have a decent amount of hearts already. Aussie's on, looks like 7,
Seven's
which
pretty
is
good for
quite a
this
few
early.
for this early, but still no boots, no mail upgrade, so, you know, a few more is definitely helpful. Flipheel finishing up what he can do on Death Mountain. Looks like he's popping into Business Center, which I like this. You can kind of attack Super Metroid from each opposite sides at this point for Team No Shields. Flipeel can go to Kraid and then go up, while SP Ridley does some Brinstar clearing. Or Wreck Ship. We'll see where he's
Again,
going.
only one E-Tank available, no Hell runs in Logic. Can do the high jump boots, can kill Kraid. I expect those to happen. Also, you can immediately turn in that mushroom. I like this a lot. Find out right away whether Aussie needs to pick that up.
They do have a reserve, though. Does that reserve in an E-Tank puts Ice Beam in Logic? Is that
Oh
correct?
yeah, it does. You're right.
So that is in Logic already, but still
I would.
not
Yeah, I wouldn't do
necessarily high
it.
priority.
I mean, 2 E-Tanks I'll do, but one in a reserve, that's a lot. That's a much rougher play.
Yeah, if you have to use the reserve or do a Crystal Flash, then it isn't really very efficient time-wise,
Yep.
more so than the danger of it, even. That
Okay,
Fire
that's
Rod
a
is nice.
reset.
So Peel's got his Fire Rod. So we know where Fire Rod and Ice Rod are for the potential Pendant Turtle Rock.
Okay, so Solsky back in SM. Let's see, where does he want to go now? Aussie gonna rescue the old man for that piece of heart. I do think he probably does some of these Norfair checks, but I would not be surprised if he doesn't need to, because since he's in this area, he could do the checks in Norfair and then come back, but he may just decide to check the Dark Worlds now just to find out about that Ice Rod.
Yeah, I can see that as well. I wouldn't expect it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. I mean, the map check is information. It doesn't really help you too much just yet, because you can't access any of those dungeons anyway. But some people do like to know that really early.
Yeah, I just think in this case in particular, just because to find out whether or not, like, we already know he doesn't need to get that mushroom. If it turns out he doesn't need that Ice Rod, he can just completely skip all of Brinstar.
That's true.
Okay, Solsky heading to the right. Let's see if he also chooses, if he chooses to do Wreck Ship or perhaps goes to Red Tower.
0 E-Tanks, we see the rare farm of health before Kraid.
I know, right? Aussie finds that Fire Rod.
I'd be lying if I said I haven't died to Kraid in runs before. Not often, but it can happen.
If you don't know how to clean up a messed up quick kill, that fight can go wrong very quickly. But doesn't for flip heal. Gets in very nice quick kill. And Solsky is gonna head over to the Wreck Ship.
Yeah, with grapple, it's a little bit faster. There's still obviously some difficult things about this. The health is a problem. His movement is a problem for things like Sponge Bath, getting up to the Sky Missiles, and of course there's no way to get the reserve tank item.
Yep.
So that's going to be orphaned unless Speed Booster happens to be in here. But it is boss progression, as long as he can get through the Fantoon fight. That's marked progress on the goal, and it could potentially be a play that Crockpot is doing, expecting that their opponents are not going here.
Okay, and as you're correcting us in chat, Ice Beam wants 3 E-Tanks for SMZ3. Typically, most of the... Oh, Magic Powder could be something, especially with that hammer. But anyway, typically the Hell runs in SMZ3 are one more than what the Super Metroid Randomizer League uses. The one exception being... The one weird exception is X-Ray can be in Logic without Grapple and Space Jump with a variety of other items. That is only... It's 3 for no suit, but 5 for Varia. In League, it's 2 and 6. So, Aussie going for his Kraid quick kill. Very nice. And Solsky into the Fantoon fight.
Yeah, I've been mentioning X-ray really quick. It's unfortunate that Flipheel doesn't have that to check X-ray, the grapple beam that is, to check
Yep.
X-ray on his way down Red Tower. But getting the boots is very nice.
Absolutely. I expect Aussie to get there on his way out of this area. And that gets Gravity Suit, so... So that's definitely a nice find for no shields.
Yeah, that's big for safety in wreck ship, and also all the Meridia checks that are open with that.
Yep.
See, all the way to Batwoon.
Yeah, Solsky doesn't even have a charge beam here, so this is a very, very dicey fight here.
Yeah, it's getting
I
some nice health
suspect
drops,
if...
though.
Yeah, I suspect if things go wrong here, assuming Aussie does find those boots, I don't see him coming back here because he can just go get his boots, go get his gravity suit, and have a much easier fight. Like, the difference between no suit and having gravity suit is like night and day, even with no tanks.
Interesting decision to pop that 5 energy in the reserve tank.
Yeah.
If you're not careful, you can do it at the wrong time, and it causes like the direction that Fantoon moves to be like reversed, and it's very, very confusing if you're not used to it.
But he does get through it. Very nicely done by Solsky.
Yeah, that was good.
Crocs in the meantime with flippers, so we already knew that those boots would be required for gravity suit, but also required for flippers, which is kind of funny when you think about it. All the water items.
Stuff.
Now, of course, we don't know whether those flippers will be hard required or not, but nice to know you don't have to worry about them.
All right, get a quick powder check coming up from Flipeel. We'll try to cash in on that early trade.
Yeah, I mean, if this is something good, this is going to be a nice advantage for no shields. Because we don't know when Solsky and Aussie are going to get to that hammer. If we don't see mitts anytime soon, they will... In fact, that would be best for Croc. Mitts will keep them away from that area for a much longer time. If they're still looking for Dark World access, they're going to get to that hammer a lot sooner. Oh, second medallion. And there's flippers for Aussie. And no surprise, Flippo going straight for that gravity suit.
Yep, and I'm sure Aussie's going to be doing the same, knowing where it is. I wouldn't be surprised if both these runners, Aussie and Flipeel, pivot into Meridia.
Yeah, I definitely could see that.
We'll see. Did Flipeel do back of escape? Is that still...
I think one of them did. Yeah, I think the back of escape spin is just... or maybe not.
I know there were some super missiles back there, so even if... Oh, he's doing a full and play against the rupees. Okay.
Not a huge fan of this. I mean, it may be that I want to do, the I want to do Zora right now thing, but...
Yeah, I think if the Houlihan
like
got him up to the required rupees, I think it'd be a lot more valuable, since he's still going to be pretty far away, almost 200 rupees shy of what he needs for Zora.
Yeah, if this put him to Zora money, then I'd feel a lot differently about it. Okay, what do we got over at the Wreck Ship E-Tank? We have super missiles. Soul's going to reset those. That's one of those items that if it were safer to get back, they haven't found Charge Beam yet, I might keep them. But at 73 health and no E-Tanks, I think Solsky does the right thing here by resetting it.
Yeah, I mean, with co-op, it's kind of a little bit easier to assume you're going to get Charge Beam, and then each super pack's a little bit less valuable, but...
Yeah, it kind of works both ways, though. It's a little bit easier to assume you'll get Charge Beam, but we've run into seeds. In fact, 3 out of 4 qual seeds, I didn't get Charge Beam, and 2 of them was because it was just in a bad spot, and you got it, and I didn't.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where once you realize, if you realize Charge is in a bad spot, it's like, okay, where are all those supers that I skipped because I need them now? Okay, also gonna do the Zora area checks, not even gonna bother worrying about Zora itself. Gonna fill up the bottle. I guess that for him, that's just an extra safety. A lot of times you'll see runners will fill the bottle up for the green, and in SMZ3 it's always green for a potential sequence break of pod. But they've got both, so that's not really relevant.
Yeah, I find that the green potion can be really helpful sometimes for routing in Ice Palace. If you end up doing Ice Palace without half
Ooh,
magic,
yeah, it's a good
using
call.
Icebreaker, killing the freeze ords, if you don't get good magic drops, sometimes you're almost required to use that to get through the dungeon.
Yeah. Okay, here's a big moment here. Anything on the wreck ship? Nope, just rupees. We don't care.
Yeah, so far it looks like nothing in wreck ship. It's been a bust.
Yeah.
Except for that, maybe the Quake medallion that we might
Yep.
need. But that's before Fantoon, so
Yeah, that was super early,
easy to
so
get.
that's not out of the way for the other runners to get. Got the piece of heart. The worst check of this area, the sky missiles. This is great. An easy item check if you have space jump or speed booster without, there are a few options. We don't have bombs even to do bomb jumps to get up there. So we have to rely on the trippers to get there. Just not a fun check.
Yeah, even just high jump boots so you can make it to that first
Yeah.
tripper and then you wall jump off of it, which is not easy because they're moving. It makes the wall jumps a little awkward. Still a lot
You
faster
see
than that.
Solsky trying to do the wall jump. The nice thing is you can actually, even without high jump boots, you can actually get the item from this tripper here. You don't actually have to be on the higher one. It's just such a slow check. Oh no, okay, it's the supers. I was worried that he was gonna have to ride the other tripper all the way there and back, but no, he managed to get a look at it. Now, if it had been an item that he wanted, that would have pretty much sucked. That would not have been fun. Okay, I'm really glad Solsky has grapple because he actually can't.
Yeah.
He can't make it by boosting the spikes right now. He has to use that grapple beam. Meanwhile, right when this happens, Aussie picks up the first E-tank.
Yeah, first E-tank for Crockpot at 32 minutes in.
Yeah, that's not normal for SMZ3, but every once in a while you get a seed. And Flip Heel gonna go over here and do Fantoon, and with one E-tank and Gravity Suit, this is worlds better, worlds easier for him than Solsky's fight would have been. Aussie gonna skip right past X-Ray. I thought maybe he'd do it with the D-boost, knowing it's in logic that since Solsky has the grapple, but he might just leave it for Solsky since he does have that grapple and can just kind of, I won't say do it for free because it's still dangerous, but grapple makes it a lot better.
It's also just slow. I mean, the damage boost, especially with the health he has to get back, he'd have to wait on the Ripper to get towards the door, which it takes a very long time to get back from left to right.
And also, you're gonna head into Meridian. Oh, a hook shot! Okay, well, that is I hate wreck ships like that. Those are the worst. Like you get, I mean, I guess they're not so bad if you're in solo, because like okay. You just kind of wipe your brow and say, "Oh, I did have to do this. This is fine." But then, when it's co-op and now you're like, "Okay, you're not gonna have to do this. I just got one more check. Surely it's nothing." Oh, wait, psych. That's a hook shot. You gotta come do this. But in some ways, that routing for Solsky will be really nice because he can just go down Red Tower. He can hit X-Ray on the way. He's got the grapple beam. He'll get that E-tank and that charge beam, and he can go straight back into onto Death Mountain and do those right side Death Mountain checks.
Yeah, and unfortunately, no hammer to get him into Tower of Hera, but it's a pendant, so he probably doesn't care too much about that.
Maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah, it might be nice if it doesn't bait him into a pendant dungeon that's got nothing, or at least lets him put it off until it's a little later.
Like nothing in Mama Turtle. Yeah, you can see how little health Flupil has lost in this fight. It's just the difference is just stark. You know, the 40 damage from those flames instead of whereas Flupil can only get 10, which is yeah, it's pretty significant. SP really has to be careful here. That gravity suit that he actually he hasn't even gotten the gravity suit.
No, he does not have it.
But it doesn't matter because it's not going to protect him against these spikes. He's got to be very careful. It's very easy to fall at the end here. Those waivers will try and make you fall off the grapple blocks. And it's just a missile. Yeah, this is such a... I mean, we've seen one E-Tank and one reserve between all 4 runners. This is crazy.
Yeah, and I think 4 heart containers that are available.
I know. Well, there's a bottle for Aussie. Actually, I think it's Aussie that already has the bottle, so it might be Solsky going without.
Yeah, because he got the green potion from the waterfall fairy in his bottle. So now he's just got a second one. One of those things that maybe it's just faster to grab it than decide, like, wait, do I actually need this item? Does this help me?
Yeah.
So, unlikely it'll be using it, but you never know.
Yeah, SM has a lot of faceplant items that you just faceplant into them before you even realize what they are. And with no fanfare in SMZ3, it's not so bad. In regular, well, I shouldn't say in like league settings, you need to be a lot more conscious of those items because that 7-second fanfare it can be costly. And we're gonna see a snail clip from Aussie. I was gonna try and do it over here, which is kind of really cool. You can do it from here.
It's a little faster to set up if you get it.
Yeah,
You don't
I
have to
mean,
wait quite as long on the snail.
yeah, exactly. You get 3 shots at it, really, because you get a shot here, and then you get a shot on the other side. Ooh, look at that!
My.
Oh, baby!
Okay. That is in logic.
It is absolutely in logic. That is a Moon Pearl. Now, that doesn't get anything for Aussie yet and Solsky, because they don't have a hammer. Definitely a good find on their part. Now Aussie gonna save Scum some sand pits. Probably not gonna check Shack Tool. He'd have to do a Crystal Flash clip at this point. No Ice Beam, no grapple. He definitely wants to check these sand pits.
And we'll see.
And myths.
There's Dark
Okay,
World
so that could be a while on a cape. And he's resetting because he wants to see the other sandpit. So if the other sandpit has nothing, he'll reset again and grab the stuff from the sandpit. And if it does have something, then he has to decide which he wants right now. So really, at this point, Aussie's hoping there's nothing in the left sandpit. And then he just reset and grab the good stuff in the right. But that cape is going to keep him... No, that cape. The myths there are going to keep them away from that hammer for a much longer time. On the other hand, you know, hammer go mode is a nice thing, so that could happen for them.
Yeah, it locks quite a bit of things, and if it ends up being mostly bait or dead ends, then
yep,
it works out.
And the left sandpit is indeed empty, so Aussie gonna reset again and go grab the stuff in the left. Sorry, in the right.
Yeah, we'll see where he decides to go. I would expect Aussie to do maybe King's Tomb into Dark World checks. It's a little bit awkward since they don't have Crocbot doesn't have that fire rod yet. That team No Shields picked up, so they don't have the ability to do.
I thought Aussie did pick that up. It's not marked on the tracker, but we'll see when he gets back over to Link to the Past. Shoutouts to no quick swaps. We actually get to see menus of our players to keep us honest. It's also going to grab that powder. One thing I'm going to point out, so you probably saw Solsky pick up those arrows behind Kraid, which obviously he doesn't need. Muscle memory is a huge thing in co-op. Like, no matter how many times your partner can tell you you don't need X item, half the time you still go grab it when it's quick, because it's just what you normally do. Okay, so that's like all of Meridia for Crockpot except the back, which they can't get to right now. Now, I mean, they can get. That's not entirely true. They can get there because they have flippers and Dark World access, but it's a long way to the back. I don't see Dragon play anytime soon. Yeah, there's that. Yeah,
There's
Solsky.
fire on Solstice
Right,
picking
yeah.
up.
So pretty certain that Aussie already has that. So yeah, probably does Skull Woods first because you just do it. Not a great Skull Woods with a fighter sword, but it has the fire rod. So. And Solsky with that grapple, sorry, that hook shot, no question he's gonna check that East Death Mountain stuff. I thought Aussie checked this. But if not, we now know it's 20 rupees.
Yeah, we definitely saw it. I can't recall whose screen.
Yeah, I like this immediate King's Tomb check. Solsky gonna rescue the old man. He might never decide to get the lamp. Oh, no, he'll get it because he'll need the bow, and the bow is in the same spot, so there's no reason for him to rush to it.
Yeah, that end, if you know where it is and you have boots somewhere easily accessible in the light world like that, it's going to be faster than doing dark rooms for, 3 or 4 dungeons. Every individual dark room's going to add at least a few seconds of time, trying to navigate with your sword out to make sure you know where you are.
And without the flute, rescuing the old man for the save quit spot is pretty important. Yeah, and Aussie is going to head over to Skullwoods. Now, the old man rescue itself is one of the easier dark rooms, and it is, in fact, probably the first one you should learn if you haven't learned a dark room yet, and probably the most important one to learn. So most runners are going to be pretty adept at that one. I don't think you lose too much time.
Blippeel's got to be very careful here. I would have farmed up a little bit more for him. No various suit.
Oh, no, yeah.
He's going to be in trouble. Yeah, I don't know what's in his reserve, but...
It may not matter. Okay, no, he's dead.
Take the death. That's really unfortunate.
The reserve, if you have the wrong amount of health in that reserve, it's not going to help you.
Yeah, that, and he was just shy of the 180 health.
Yes.
Generally, you expect to get across in 3 hits on the spikes at 60 damage each. So you want 180 if you don't have a various.
181.
Or exactly, and he had 178. So even a small health drop would have put him right where he needed to be.
Oh, that's interesting. Solsky finds a book over in Paradox Cave. That actually could be really, really good. Desert, fully in logic. We have Fire Rod, we have Glove, we have a book, we have boots, and it is a crystal. And that could get them the Aegina check they need to get that hammer.
Yeah,
it would not surprise me. Like, if this were 1v1, I don't know that you'd go straight to the desert at this point, but with Aussie covering the Village of Outcasts, Skullwoods area, it makes a lot of sense for Solsky to just beeline it to desert and find out what's there.
Oh, for sure. We did see the pendants and crystals as well on Aussie's map check. I didn't see the red crystals, but I saw a green pendant, looked like Misery Mire, and pendant Thieves Town.
Ooh. So, Ice Ride is required. Can't do a complete Bryn Loop skip.
Correct. But we potentially only need 1 medallion, though, which is nice.
Yes.
So maybe we don't need to find Bombos.
Yeah, won't need it for Ice Palace since we have the Fire Rod already. Okay, Aussie taking it very careful, but does finish the Moth fight. That's not an easy fight with a fighter sword.
Yeah, the blue mail helps a ton there. Being able to take a hit from Mothula and only doing 1 damage, just like the spikes. And Aussie doing a great job of using sword spins to do a little more damage than fighter sword slashes.
Yeah, fun fact, Mothula, one of only 2 Dark World bosses that the Fighter Sword actually does damage to, the other being blind. Yeah, Solsky hasn't gotten his gravity, so he's gonna go do that first. We'll see where he heads next. Okay. Hope he'll make it this time.
Nice.
Yeah, with no mirror and blue mail, sometimes it's just faster to walk out of here than it is to Death Warp. Where is Solsky going? He went and grabbed his flippers.
I'm not sure.
Oh, I think he set up the Boots Houlihan. Now this will get him enough money to do Zora.
So he can do Zora, and he might pick up the blue mail. Because there was a mail upgrade on, was it Hobo, and then one also on the Zora ledge? Is that correct?
Yeah, that sounds right.
So he might get the one on the or not Desert Ledge, the Zora ledge. He might get the one on the ledge instead of the one from Hobo. If he's going to check Zora.
And Solsky doesn't have a glove yet, so he needs to get this glove before he can even consider going over to Desert. So very smart. Gonna pick up the glove, and then we'll see what she does first. The Zora area check or Desert. Aussie, I think he'll do the front 4 thieves. I don't think he goes any further. With it being a pendant. Easy to have one of them clean it up later, if need be.
Yeah, it might depend on the layout of where the items are in there.
Yeah, it very well could.
One in the front, maybe he'll go to the back to grab guaranteed at least 2 more items. See where No Shields decides to go. So they're both finishing up their cleanup of things we already know.
Okay, there's the opening of Thieves Town. Let's see how far he goes.
Oh, I just realized SP Ridley has his Zora money, so it looks like he's gonna do the Zora check.
Yeah, this makes a lot of sense, sending someone over here. Yeah, we already knew that that was nothing. That the waterfall ferry was nothing. He's also getting his lamp after. But yeah, he gets the lamp. That's actually a good place to pick it up.
You know what? If Solsky does Agina before Asi does the back of Thieves Town, okay, looks like he's not.
Yeah,
so that
it's a
could
bit of a
maybe
shame.
Influence this decision. Like,
yeah, oh, absolutely. I think
it looks like he's going back. He's going back to complete this dungeon.
I think he doesn't. If they find out where the hammer is, I think maybe you don't. Oh, no, is he just walking out? He's just walking out
instead of taking the death warp.
Yeah, again, blue mail, full hearts, and yeah, so it's
pretty equivalent time wise,
or near full hearts, I should say. One more check in Village Outcasts. Just a heart container.
And I didn't see what was on Zora after all that hype and the double Houlihans we've seen, the build up for it.
Yeah, right now, Team No Shields needs to beeline it over to Meridia to get that Boon Pearl that at the moment is behind a snail clip. Speed Booster not having shown itself yet. That snail clip might be required. Okay, and Stumpy has a Bombo. So, okay, all medallions are accounted for. No one player has all three, but medallions won't be an issue. Apparently we missed power bombs at Zora. Shoutouts to Link Force, one of our trackers. Link Force and Jagger G doing the tracking today, doing the hard work behind the scenes, MVPs of our tournaments. Now, interesting question. Does Asi go finish Dragon, like, right now? Like, he could. It wouldn't be a good fight. It'd be a pretty icky fight, to be honest. Although he just found 2 E-tanks. That'll make it better. He's pretty close
He
to
doesn't even
the
have the
back
grapple
portal.
beam to make it much faster.
Yeah. No speed booster for traditional new route kill, or really any percent kill.
Yeah, unless he's going to catfish. That's appears to be what he's doing.
Yeah, I think so.
Flipfield heading up Tower of Hera. If he can get rid of the Moldorm.
Did he get the big key? He must have. He
He
doesn't have
did
a
get the
small
big key, yes.
Okay. Yeah, if there's something here, I don't see, even after Solsky gets that hammer, he's going to get it soon. I don't see Crockpot getting up here anytime soon. It's a pretty orphan check for them. But if there's nothing here, that'll be good for them. And Ridley going to go ahead and do his wreck ship play, knowing that hook shot, no, or not. Okay, going the other way. We are
So
going to
far,
get
the
the
hook
top
shot hasn't locked anything, right? Or
No, I don't think it has.
So he might decide to put that off till later to have better movement for wreck ship.
I mean, in all fairness, for the placement of the items, it actually isn't even that bad in terms of movement, because all the bad movement locations are nothing. But yeah, I could see wanting to wait for it anyway. Oh, shovel on me. We didn't see that at the beginning, the Lake Hylia shovel. That's pretty gross. Mirror go mode, let's go. We don't have to worry about the shovel. Okay, Solsky about to get that hammer. Which could, interestingly enough, bait him into some of those bad pendant dungeons. So we didn't see anything in Hera. And Solsky could choose to finish Thieves Town with that hammer.
I imagine Solsky would do either Thieves or the Pod Eastern combo first, since Pod is also a crystal.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to have a mirror to do that, but yeah, Pod, definitely. 5 items, fully in logic. You got a bow. You know where the bow is. You've got a lamp. Really no reason not to do it, other than wanting to, get a little greedy and wait to combine it with Eastern, with a mirror. Although he might just do Eastern and then go into Pod. It's a little bit slower than mirroring, but it also means you never have to go back there again.
Be really showing that despite the way that the torches work with keys and items on them, in the library, you can't just nudge against the bookshelf. You have to actually bonk into it. Otherwise, that item does not fall off. It gets his gravity suit. And looks to be going towards Meridia, which is exactly what their team needs to get the mitts.
And a Moon Pearl.
And the Moon Pearl. Yeah, I almost forgot. That's important too.
Another E-Tank behind Dragon. Now we're starting to see E-Tanks, but... It's like Solsky just wants the bottle, because he knows there's nothing in these chests.
Yeah, he wants the bottle, and then to check the Zora item.
And you talked about earlier the Ice Palace play. I mean, that is in logic with the Fire Rod and mitts and flippers and
Oh yeah,
Hammer.
hammer. It's full clearable.
Yeah, full clearable.
For
I
Crystal.
don't know that you do it now without a Cane of Samaria to make it faster with Icebreaker,
I
but
don't think you do it before pod in this
no, no,
situation.
definitely not.
With fighter sword, no, like your cold stare fight's going to be long and slow, and potentially deadly.
Yeah, I mean the magic will help because you can kill Cold Star with the Fire Rod, but yeah, it definitely not an ideal setup. But that could be just him mitigating against that. Kind of surprised that Aussie doesn't go take the Whirlpool Warp to a Catfish there, leaving Meridia, but is saving and quitting. Let's see where he goes. We are finally getting to the point where Hell Runs are in logic because Aussie with 4 E-Tanks in there and a reserve.
Yeah, that gets you all the way to Bubble Mountain. Well, actually, we
Wait,
don't
do
have
we have a movement
to get.
item?
We don't have the movement to get to Bubble
No,
Mountain.
we
Never
don't.
mind.
Oh,
You
wow.
can't gravity
Okay.
jump without water. You can't use the grapple with no grapple blocks.
Yeah, we need bombs or high jump or space jump or speed booster or spring ball or ice beam, none of which we have. There's like a number of things we can get. So this is where Aussie's just going to clean up the wreck ship, it looks like. He'll have a very safe wreck ship because he's got gravity suit, he's got 4 E-Tanks in reserve, like he'll have no issues here. He's going to need that hook shot eventually anyway. Since we do have a crystal swamp palace. One place where Aussie and Solsky could have an advantage over opponents in general. Solsky very capable of hovering. Aussie, not the inventor, but basically the perfecter of the Moldorm bounce. In the last Link to the Past tournament, everybody was using his tutorial to learn how to Moldorm bounce. If that came up, he'd be able to do it with no problem. In fact, if he's ahead, you might see him just do it for memes. It wouldn't surprise me. Okay, SP Ridley in where their team needs to be to do these Meridia checks. Where is Solsky going?
It's a good question.
Oh wait, he's got to get all this stuff that Aussie already has. So he's gonna go get his. He's gonna get his mitts. He's gonna get his Moon Pearl. He could check Shack Tool. I don't know that he will. It's a terrible check without high jump or space jump with grapple. But he might choose to do it anyway. Since he'll never be closer. Weird to see the menu there. It's just like nothing there. Like he's got 3 items. It's just enough momentum for that gravity jump. When you do a gravity jump, the later you jump from the pause menu, the higher you'll go. So you want to really, especially on that one, you really want to wait as long as you can to get that jump off. When you can skip all these other checks, just needs to do a snail clip and do a sandpit, and he's even going to save just in case.
So where is Flip Heel going at the moment? Is he just cleaning up Brinstar to get his Ice Rod and...
Yeah, I suppose so.
Ether? I'm not sure about this place since he doesn't know yet that he needs those items. Obviously, he does need the Ice Rod. We know that, but... I guess there's not a lot of other places until SP Ridley gets the Moon Pearl for Flip Heel to go.
Yeah, very nice snail clip from Solsky. I don't know if No Shields has checked that mushroom yet either. Grab those mitts. I think that Aussie checked the bumper ledge, so we'll see if Solsky chooses to pick up the cape. It's pretty free, so it wouldn't surprise me if he grabs it.
Yeah, it could be required for Spike Cave, which we have not seen yet.
True, although Spike Cave you can get around not having cape with a bottle. like Flipfield accidentally fell down the Edikun pits. That's unfortunate. Because obviously didn't check the item, so he knows it's nothing. And Aussie about to pick up that hook shot. So we're a mirror away from getting into Swamp Palace.
And there's the Moon Pearl for Team No Shields. I imagine after Flipheel's done cleaning up these Brintstar items, so we'll see. Ether was where was Ether again?
I forget.
It was in,
somewhere in... No, it wasn't in Wreck Ship. It was Quake that was in Wreck Ship, I guess.
Yeah, Quake was Wreck Ship. I thought it was Blue Brin, so I think that's where he's going right now.
Yeah.
And then probably going to follow SP
Oh,
Ridley.
back of Gauntlet. Another shout out to
right.
Link Force.
That's right.
But yeah, I don't know that there's a priority to pick that up until you know you need it. Because like you said when we saw it,
Yeah.
just easy to get to, just reset to the ship, just go get it, run back into Link to the Past.
Yeah, I don't recall anything else being in the blue Brinstar area that was needed. I guess the grapple beam. But
Yeah,
again,
nothing
that's
hard
not
requires a grapple
necessarily
beam.
needed.
Yeah.
Especially with gravity suit.
Logically, it can only lock. Well, it doesn't really lock X-ray. There's a lot of other ways you can get to X-ray. So logically, it only locks Shack Tool. But if we get an Ice Beam, there are other ways to do it. Or Crystal Flash Clip if the runners really want to get creative. And I don't know that... I'm guessing that Ridley must not have done Blue Brin, because that's what Flipheal is doing now, and there was nothing here, so... So it's a little unfortunate for them. It's also giving us new checks over here.
The grapple was here at Billy Mays.
Ah, okay. So yeah, Flipheal probably wants that grapple beam. I don't see Aussie getting the grapple beam. Because Aussie can absolutely do a Crystal Flash Clip if it came down to it. And that's even assuming we don't find Ice Beam. Okay, Hookshot Cave. A flute!
Okay.
That's a nice... It's not required in SMZ3, but it's certainly nice to have. And a wave beam. So we get an actual... We actually now have an actual beam that does more than, like... More than just that pea shooter.
Yeah, and that's quick access to the Meyer area and LN. Which might be... something that's at least... They might pop in there pretty quickly to see the screw attack item. With Meyer being a pendant, that kind of makes it a little bit less incentive. Although no cane, being able to clear out the items and not worry about finishing the dungeon might be something that the runners choose to do.
Yep. We're gonna get a Spike Cave check from Solsky. And we do find out that it's Bombos required for Turtle Rock. And a Pyramid Ledge check, which is nothing. Now Solsky even had the blue cane. You didn't really need that cape, but...
Oh, he did. I missed that.
I didn't see what he got, though.
I believe it was... I know it wasn't important. Like missiles, I think.
Ah, Blue Cane was in Desert Big Chest. So, Aussie, I'm pretty certain has the cape. I don't know that he grabs that.
Yeah, which means Flipheal has the blue cane as well. Might choose to skip the cape.
Now, here's the catfish check from Aussie. And a bug net. Alright, Solsky's gonna go ahead and activate that flute right away. Probably gonna head over to the Meyer area. Just get the layout there. There's no good medallions for that. Like, normally you want the medallion for Meyer, the pendant dungeon, to be the one you don't have. But all 3 medallions accessible, so... You kind of hope... I don't know what you hope for if you're Solsky. You're not going to go in there regardless.
Probably not at this point.
I do think I do think you dip into Lower Norfair GT area just to find out what's there.
Yeah, I agree.
The item on Screw Attack is in logic, and if it's something, you can just jump right back into Link to the Past to save it, and then if you want to, you can check the items at GT. And even though you're not going to survive the fight at this point, just knowing what's there is certainly useful.
Yeah, and I like this routing from SP Ridley going into Link to the Past right by Hype Cave. Since he's got the mitts already, he can choose to either go east towards Pod, which is clearable, or go west towards Village of Outcasts, Thieves, Skull Woods, which all that's clearable as well.
Yeah, still no one to Pod. Oh, there's a Variasuit. Now Solsky maybe just does Lower Norfair. Although, I think he's got a good ammo count. His beam combination, no Screw Attack, not exactly ideal.
Yeah, no worst room in the game movement item,
Oh yeah, that's a really good point.
Actually, can't get out of Screw Attack, which is
no, you can't. No, he's got nothing to get out of Screw Attack. You're absolutely right.
I don't know if Solsky can do the high jumpless wall jump in the worst room in the game, but there's not a way around that for this Screw Attack room.
I'm gonna guess not. Aussie can do it. There's only a handful of players that can do that. Aussie, Sloters. I've seen Steffi do it. Nothing there.
Can't quite jump high enough to see.
And nothing there, so this will be a reset. And we see there's nothing at the Ether Tablet. And this might be Aussie going into Hera. And still no one going into Pod. Somebody go into Pod. Somebody please go into Pod. Although with Solsky just getting the Variasuit, he might do some Upper Norfair checks, but I'm feeling Pod.
I can see either of those. I do imagine that SP Ridley will do probably all of Thieves Town with the hammer, and it being a little bit later in the seed. There's a few less items available.
I feel like
it's a little bit of a risk, but I think for their team, again, seeing that they're probably feeling a little bit like the underdogs, obviously against the number one seed.
He's not full clearing Thieves Town. Well, actually, no. Wait, can you take the?
You can't enter Thieves Town.
Yeah, I think I've gotten so used to watching cross keys where you can take the frog like everywhere.
This Smith pickup really limits what he can do here, so he's gonna have to save and quit rather quickly.
I like the hammer pegs check. I'm not as much of a fan of the Smith pickup, unless he gets a mirror here and gets bailed out by that. It could happen. Aussie falling all the way down. I guess he just decided. Oh, that's nice.
Of a mirror. Still good. Still
nice item.
Up. Well, I guess no, it doesn't really open. It opens up Upper Norfair.
Yeah. Yep. It does indeed.
Oh.
Okay, here we go. Solsky's gonna do the pod play. Thank you, Solsky. See if this is a bow locked pod. Not that it really matters with the bow early, but I know when I go into a bow locked pod with a bow, I feel more like there's going to be something there. And it might just be confirmation bias or something, I don't know. But it's not. We gotta, not immediately bow locked at least.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how the fill algorithm works, but that does make sense since having the bow puts those 2 right side checks in logic, which puts all 6 keys in logic guaranteed.
Yep.
Meaning any item in the dungeon can have something for you. Or any chest, rather.
Aussie gonna go get his flute. Flute's gonna go get his moon pearl. You know, see what's going on with Solsky for a bit, because he's the one who's gonna be showing us some new stuff. Nice magic drop. Yeah, there's that bumper ledge that I'm sure Aussie checked earlier. That is just 20 rupees. So, okay, so we are somewhat bow locked because that big key being on the right side there. But that's a really good layout if there's nothing in pod, which I don't expect, but like on the chance that there is nothing here, When Aussie comes and does this later, he can just go to the right side and just go.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised Solski's not finishing the dungeon first. Blue
Yeah, especially
mail,
without mirror.
8 hearts, you're fairly safe. He doesn't have a mirror, so he's going to have to loop around from
Yeah,
the
because
back of the dungeon through like Harmless Hallway.
if he beat the dungeon first, then he kills Helmosaur, gets warped back to the beginning, and then he can save and quit out of the dark maze.
I guess
Flipbill gonna go for Shack Tool. I'm not a fan of this without high jump or space jump. He'll have to do a gravity jump to do this. The other options would be Spring Ball and Bombs, but we have neither of those either.
I did learn you can also do a CWJ off
Nice.
the edge of that ledge, but that sounds considerably more difficult than the gravity jump.
It all sounds horrible.
You have just the right amount of speed and hit the CWJ and you fit right in the hole. But
yeah, and in fact, if this were us and you had Ice Beam and I was the one here, I'd be like, no, you're doing this with the Ice Beam. Or I'd go get my Ice Beam to do it with, because I think the Ice Clip is easier than trying to do this jump. Now, Flatley is not an option. That needs a various. You do that without the gravity suit. It needs high jump, and if you have high jump, it's irrelevant. Okay, to the backup pod where all the action is.
Unfortunately, nothing of a payout from the Smith to turn in. I'm guessing SP Ridley's going to do Skull Woods here, and then probably dip Thieves Town, where Ossie's finishing up the latter half of that dungeon.
Arrow capacity.
We did only get one item in the front of this Thieves Town earlier, so there are 3 in the back still.
With 2 small keys, we know there's nothing in Harmless Hellway. Map? Oh, maybe the pod just has nothing. We get a couple more checks plus the boss. E-Tank? Have we seen Compass? I think we have.
I don't recall.
Nope, there it is. Okay, well, there's an item on Helmosaur. So, nice thing for Aussie is that when he does this, he just goes straight to the right side and just goes to the back. Doesn't even have to bother. Solski is going to choose to backtrack instead of Death Warp. Or no, he is Death Warping.
Yeah, he just has to find Kadangos that are willing to shoot at him.
Yeah, they're always willing to shoot at you when you don't want to get hit. Mirror shield for Aussie. So far, back at Thieves Town. I didn't see what was at the other two checks, but I'm guessing there's still one more item since he's going to finish this off. And I guess without having check pad, you just do it.
I know, and it's a green pendant too. No, wait, sorry, the green pendant's Meyer.
Yep.
That's incorrect. And even if you're going to save and quit out of this dungeon or Death Warp, you want to turn in the Maiden so that if you do have to come back, at that point, you just do the fight. Yeah, Aussie will do a script here. If Solski has to do this, we will not see a second script. As Apathy Duck likes to point out. Very nicely done by Aussie, though. For a Spring Ball. That's actually really interesting, because that gets them Force Room in the game. Yeah.
And it gets them Bubble Mountain. I mean, there is a world in which that is their only access to those things.
That's really interesting. Well, the Ice Beam gives us worse room in the game also, but not the Screw Attack room.
Right.
And
well, the Ice... and
also kind of terrible.
Yeah, and that Ice Beam, unless you're really good at low ice, which Aussie, is more than capable of doing low ice. I don't know what Solski's skill is in that. The Spring Ball is probably your better choice.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely fascinating. What awful items to get us Norfair access. Okay, Solski with a nice turtle room. think Aussie is going to head over and do some lower Norfair.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Since he just picked up the spring ball, he needs, or at least wants to get his various suit anyway. It's going to be way faster than trying to find enough E-tanks to get around it.
Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah, one of the things that co-op does is it makes it harder to skip charge beam because you're not getting all the ammo. It makes it harder to do something like a burial lower Norfair because you're not getting all the E-tanks your partner gets. It does make it a little more easy to find those. Of course, this will be interesting because we'll see how it's kind of surprising. I guess it's not that surprising. We've seen Aussie use weird sprites before in SM, but a lot of these tricks become more difficult when you do them with an alternate sprite.
Yeah, the hitbox is a little bit less intuitive or accurate to the visuals in a lot of cases.
Yeah, this is my least favorite spring ball jump of all of them, just because it's with high jump boots. I think it's pretty easy, but without, I think it's just a much more difficult spring ball jump than the others. Now, not hard required because he could go to Bubble Mountain with spring ball jump there and just go into lower Norfair the normal way with a gravity jump. But if you can do this jump, you just do it.
Meanwhile, we have a nice clutch Mothula kill from SP Ridley on, which is one heart remaining.
Yeah, we're still on fighter sword. We still found just that one sword. Okay, Aussie does get through it. This ammo count for Aussie's really good. 50 max supers. This will be a very easy Ridley fight for him. Solsky, knowing that he needs bombos for Turtle Rock, does go and pick it up.
As long as he doesn't miss 20 plus super missiles on the fight. Although he won't be farming to 50 or anything, so he won't have that much leeway.
No, but Aussie will be fine. I mean, there are some of the players that are Link to the Past first. I get a little more worried about them with lesser ammo, but Aussie, bested both of these at this combo randomizer. I'm not going to have any issues. Let's see if Aussie goes for the wall jump here. He is one of the people that is capable of doing this jump. And Solsky heading into Ice Palace.
I like it. It's a crystal.
Yep, I like it too.
Got a decent number of hearts at this point with his blue mail. Shouldn't be too worried. Only thing he's missing
is
that.
And Aussie gets it.
Yeah, nice job. The only thing Solsky is missing that would help him would be that Bombos, since we know it's required for Turtle Rock.
Oh, he just picked that up.
Oh, he did, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So this room sucks when you don't have movement items because Aussie's going to have to be careful not to fall through these crumble blocks. And it's really hard when you don't have Spring Ball or Space Jump or just some nice item.
He does have Spring Ball.
Oh, he does have Spring Ball. Spring Ball without high jump makes it harder, though. Let's see what he does. Like, you could do a Spring Ball jump to do this. Sadly, we don't get to see an Icebreaker over from Solsky because we don't have the Red Cane yet. Okay, there we go. Aussie gets out. He still did it fast enough that it's better than just falling through and having to loop around, I think.
It's like SP Ridley's going to be finishing up Meridia, doing the Dragon kill. Flipeel, I would imagine, is going to at least pop in to see that screw attack, check the Mire Shed, get his various suit.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
After this flute activation. We're still missing just a sword, Cane of Samaria, and Mirror, right? And then that'll be go mode for...
Yep.
Or no mode, at least.
Solsky says, I don't need to do no stinking bomb jump. I'm just going to hover this. It's one of the more difficult hovers because you can't go in a straight line, but he does it with no problem. I say that as if I can hover, which I very much can't.
Yeah, it's at
Yeah, a
least a
little
little bit shorter
surprised.
than the Moldorm hover.
Yeah.
That's nice at
Um,
least.
a little bit surprised that Ossie's doing this check before going and doing Ridley. I don't see. I mean, no, with this many supers, I don't see that there's anything that's gonna make high jump. I think is the only thing that makes or screw attack. The only things that make it better.
Maybe plasma.
With the yeah, but with this ammo, I don't know. It's still faster to use supers, so
Right.
I don't know that it's worth the time to go pick up a plasma beam.
I think the idea is he's going to be checking it anyway, so most of that time is going to be sunk the same way, like behind
Sure.
the Namahe. It's just the door transition, really.
Yep.
Extra 2 door transitions.
Okay, so we see some red rupees in Ice Palace. Oh, Candace Maria. Once again. Hey, you're in Ice Palace, where you'd really like to have this Candace Maria. Guess what I just found? It does open up Turtle Rock for us.
Sure does. And we
Fighter
can pull
Sword,
through mine,
Trinex,
too.
let's go.
That is still full.
Yeah, green pendant as well.
A little less enticing than all of Turtle Rock, which is a crystal.
Might get to see some hammer strats on Trinex if we don't find another sword soon.
And meanwhile, Flip Heel going into Pod. I like this play. I think it makes sense. Unfortunately, there's nothing here that it's going to find that's going to be of any value.
Pod just was screaming at us, and it just was lying. And Aussie just going to go in with this ammo. Not great ammo. He's going to have to supplement with charge shots or maybe some power bombs. But he should be fine. Got a grapple beam to farm.
He's got enough supers. He's got 32 supers.
Oh, 32. It looked like 22 to me. So, yeah,
I thought the same thing until he shot 3 and it said 29. I was like, hold on.
Yeah, the resolution for us is just not great. Oh, screw in ice. So Solsky getting the thing that Aussie wishes he had in Lower Norfair, and Aussie getting the thing that Solsky wishes he had in Ice Palace. So yeah, that'll be a very nice Lower Norfair for Solsky when he gets here. Aussie, on the other hand, Aussie probably just doesn't even pick up that screw attack because he will have already done LN and just really doesn't help you at that point. Okay, so we're gonna get to the meat of the item soon over in Lower Norfair. Aussie perhaps even checks Upper Norfair. I don't know that he does Croc. Guess it depends on what else we find here. We're still missing that mirror. That's the biggest thing we're missing right now. Actually, is that the only thing? And a sword.
Yeah,
a sword and mirror.
There's 3 of them out there though, and we only need to find 1 more to complete the game. That's a really timely E-tank for SP Ridley there. That grapple kill on Dragon takes a surprising amount of health with no Various suit.
Yep,
so
it's like 200.
Low.
Yeah, because the grapple when you grapple kill Dragon, that's environmental damage, and in Super Metroid randomizers, including SMZ3, none of the environmental damage is taken out by gravity suit. It's all on Various suit. And so it is like 200 damage to do that kill. It's very important to know that because, like, if you don't know that and you have too low health, yeah, you could die very easily there. Okay, E-tank at power bombs in jail. Ossie's not going to go back for that.
So at this point, if you're Solsky, do you go get your Spring Ball and go get your Candace Maria? Like, getting your Spring Ball out of the Pendant Thieves Town is not very appealing.
No, it really isn't. I think well, he's gonna check head. I like this play. I like this play a lot. Ooh, that's a terrible place for high jump boots. Oh wow. I feel like you try and buy some time doing other things that you have to do to see if Aussie can find something in Upper Norfair to make things better.
Yeah, there's one sword we're not getting, probably. I would be
Yeah.
very
Oh, is
surprised
that
if
a
we see
sword
that.
on pet?
Yep.
Oh my god. Wow. Yeah,
Vanilla
no.
potential vanilla master sword
Oh
if we
my
don't
god.
find the others.
Yeah, you know what chat wants. Chat wants 2 swords in GT and make that required. Actually, it wouldn't be required because you can get everything, but
Yeah, you can clear GT and then
and get your
find a
swords
sword
there.
later if you have to.
But yeah, so Solsky has to do Skullwoods. I think this makes a lot of sense. Just do it by Aussie this time to check the rest of these so that maybe. I do think, unless Aussie finds Space Jump in a convenient spot, I do think Solsky's going to have to do that Spring Ball, though. Space
I
Jump
think
has to be in
so.
a. Or bombs in a convenient spot. That would do it, too. Yeah, that's a
Really
rough
having some
one.
trouble with these ohms over here.
Oh, I hate these. I
I
hate
find it
this
easier.
festival.
You have more time for that. Like he's trying to jump and duck to kind of just push through that hitbox. You have a little bit more time to do that if you just take off your gravity suit,
Mm.
um, if need be. I've done that before when I just was having trouble with it, but sometimes they still are difficult. And he just waits for him to roll off the edge instead. And we'll see where he chooses to go. I think that SP Ridley should be pushing a crystal dungeon.
Yeah.
He's got Skullwoods, and that's it. There's not an item on Armos, I don't believe, and Flipfield did already clear that. But I'd imagine that we should see SP Ridley going to Ice Palace soon, but I'm not sure where he's going right now. Oh, he doesn't have Fantoon dead either. Yeah, so just
Oh, yeah,
making
go get that first shot.
progression on the game since he's a little bit behind
Nice
at this
D-boost
point.
from
Only
Aussie
one
there.
crystal and 2 bosses. Yeah, it's difficult to balance your like clearing the game and doing item checks in these co-ops.
Yep. E-tank and
Oh, SP
missile.
really needs his bombos too. That's right. From or no, Quake's the one at left supers. I keep forgetting which
Yep.
one was where. These medallions we've
Well,
seen.
we don't know if we need the bombos. We hope we don't need the bombos.
We definitely need the bombos. The Quake is one we
Oh,
might not need.
yeah. It's the Quake we hope
That's
we
what
don't need.
Ridley's going to be picking up here in Wreck
Okay,
Ship.
let's see if Aussie chooses to. Ooh, there's Space Jump. Okay, so that's just made life easier for everybody else if they do Bubble Mountain before Lower Norfair.
Yeah, they might only have to do one spring ball jump, or
None,
freeze
actually.
the Sova to get up.
Oh,
Bubble
yeah.
Mountain.
To get here in the first place, you need that.
You could use the ice beam and freeze the Sova instead,
Yep, that is an
which
option.
is a little slower,
It's
but
not a, yeah,
much
it's a little
easier.
slower if you compare it to getting the
Actually, yeah. Instead of getting your spring ball, you could just do that
yeah, I think so.
and skip spring ball entirely.
Oh
Which would
yeah,
be really nice.
there's no reason to get Spring Ball now, considering where its location is. That's such a bad location for it. So also gonna get Ice Beam here. Asi looks like he's not gonna do Croc right now, despite their name. Decided to check the cathedral and keep going. This might be it. I mean, this will spit him out at Death Mountain. He might just go straight to Turtle Rock. Well, or do this first. Yeah, do the Ice Beam checks first. I don't think we've seen this yet.
No, we haven't.
Super Pack, but at this point, probably not worth. Wave charge, not the greatest, but he's got 100 and slash 50 ammo, which is enough to do a full ammo Mother Brain kill. So at this point, if he goes, I don't even know if he goes and gets the Ice Beam. I know you and I tend to disagree on this one, but that's kind of out of the way, especially since he's already been in that area. Yeah, Solsky, yeah, just does the freezes.
Hammer pegs.
I mean, if he had to do Thieves Town, if he had to be back in that area, then it's not too bad. But there's nothing left in that area that he needs to do, I don't think.
I gotta say, I'd be getting Ice Beam.
I know you would be, and I wouldn't be. So, so hopefully in our next race, that'll be you getting that Ice Beam, not me. Yeah, actually. Oh, you know what though? I was gonna say Aussie should just go straight to Turtle Rock, but he's still gotta go get his ice rod. That's unfortunate. You don't want to go into Turtle Rock without being able to full clear it. So save and quit. Might just reset, get the ice rod, and
Yeah,
there's
meanwhile, we
that. There's that
see
reset.
our first Meyer dip from Flip Heel. I like this from their team as well.
Yeah, I do
They're
too.
running out of good options, so it really doesn't seem to be a good option other than getting that spring ball. But they probably have to feel like they were late to that Moon Pearl. At least from our perspective, it looks that way. They were significantly later than Crockpot. Just not found anything in the pendants they've cleared. You know, they did all of Hera for nothing. Did almost all of Eastern for nothing and have to do it again.
So while Aussie showed us the very low percent lower Norfair, Solski is going to show us the I have almost everything lower Norfair, just missing Plasma and those high jump boots that are at the exit. Also, we got a new check there from Aussie. I don't think we got anything out of it, but the criteria power bombs.
Oh, and another sword. There's one in
Meyer.
Pendant Meyer on the spike floor.
Well, that definitely kills getting Ped, because since it's an independent dungeon, if you go into the pendant dungeon, you're going to find that sword. And you're just going to say, okay, got my sword, let's go.
It doesn't necessarily kill Ped for no shields, interestingly enough, because they might be clearing. Well, they don't have the cane yet. But if there's an item, if the mirror is on, Vitreous or the green pendant turn in, they'll be doing this dungeon to completion.
Yeah, at that point, you maybe just do Turtle Rock. Sorry, Thieves Town. They both start with T.
or if they do end up getting that spring ball out of there, they're probably going to clear Thieves Town. We'll see. Unlikely, but you never know.
Yeah, Asi and Solski will have no issues doing a Master Sword. Silverless, since we have not found silvers yet, if it comes to it.
Yeah, based on what we've seen so far, I mean, No Shields is playing really well, too, and I don't see them having that kind of difficulty as well. I mean, it's going to be slower, but with the bottles and the blue mail,
and a cape,
they're totally capable of getting through that fight as well.
Yeah, cape plus lots of bottles makes that a lot easier. So he gets his ice rod, so he is going to make. I expect him to make the Turtle Rock play.
Nice rail clip from Flip Heel. Saving a second or two, getting through that a little bit faster.
And see, Solski's already at Ridley. Like, the difference between his movement items and Asi's movement items is significant.
It looks like that is an item on Vitreous.
Yep. Can't get it, though.
No, so I think No Shields is going to be pretty quickly funneled into that.
Oh my god, Solski.
Ice beam up to... Oh my.
Solski, please. Never mind. This with screw attack and gravity suit and all this ammo, it should have been. Solski decided to make it a little bit interesting.
Well, luckily there's a vanilla E-Tank behind Ridley for it. Yeah. He doesn't have to worry about the way out.
Yeah, he'll be fine. With screw attack, it's not too bad anyway. And he has grapple beam if you wanted to farm, but... actually, it's one of the things I see newer players to the SM side. That's one of the mistakes I see players make, is they'll kill Ridley and be on low health, and they won't farm up. And getting out of here is not free, especially if you don't have that screw attack or plasma beam.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Aussie heading over towards Turtle Rock. I really like this call. Gonna suck to do it on Fighter Sword, but you know. At best, he can get a Master Sword for this. Which, at that point, you still probably use the hammer. Because we know one sword's sitting there. Does that half magic thing on the floating island?
Yeah.
I think you
Which
pick
is
that up
interesting.
if
I think it
you...
depends.
I think you pick it up if you don't end up on Tempered Sword.
Probably, although both. I think do 3 of our 4 runners have green potions?
Yeah, we've definitely seen a lot of people getting green potions.
3 of the 4 have green potions. So maybe they don't pick it up, since that's already effectively half magic with, you know, a full refill. But it's likely worth it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would
On
100% pick it up.
Unless we get silvers, in which case, then
Yeah,
I
that
think
also
it
makes
would
a
be
difference.
applicable. The phase 4 magic consumption is just...
Right, but a lot of that stuff could be in GT, so just, you know, get your half magic, make your life easier. Solsky not remembering which item is the one he wants, because those blue groupies are not it. Or just muscle memorying it, because, like I said, that is the thing. Where
Going back to check Power Bombs in jail?
Or Fireflies? Fireflies was an E tank?
Is he skipping the high jump boots and just doing reverse amphitheater? Potentially?
Why? I'm so confused.
Or...
What is he doing?
I don't know. Gonna kill Ridley again. Oh, did he not get his cane? It's on the tracker. I can't imagine he skipped it. But he might have.
I do recall you skipping some Pegasus boots in one of our races.
He definitely went behind Ridley to get the E-Tank. I saw that.
Yeah, I
think
bet it's the cane. I bet it's the cane.
we all just assumed that he got it, because why else would he? How would he skip it? But okay.
There we go. Get that cane to Samaria. Yeah, and like our seed, he does remember before he leaves the entire area, so that's good. Okay, I'm gonna guess we haven't seen anything interesting in Turtle Rock yet, because no one's going crazy in chat, and that's our new checks right now.
Or we're all just too mesmerized by the
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It doesn't help.
Very shameful forget right there.
Yep, that had to be a small key, which is sad because, as you and I have discovered, there's a really fun key dash you can do in there if you can skip that chest. Yeah, and as you're rightly pointing out in chat, it is very easy to forget things that your partner tells you.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, Flip Peel gonna go finish up Thieves Down and get that spring ball.
We'll see where SG Ridley decides to go in the meantime. I think for Team No Shields, SG Ridley would be best served focusing on dungeon clearing at this point.
Yep. Okay,
like
so Skeet does want that.
or Desert, maybe, since Desert's going to be kind of off by itself.
I keep saying nothing in Turtle Rock, but really the only things of interest are the fourth sword and the mirror. So, like, literally anything else is at most a... Well, I guess Speed Booster would be interesting because it opens up the waterway check. I think we might not have seen Criteria Supers, but I think we've seen most of the things that are behind Speed Booster.
I don't recall seeing Criteria Supers. I know Flip Heel passed by it and just did the climb, didn't scout the item out. I don't know about Crockpot, but I don't think they looked at it either.
Good news, Mirror can't be in Mimic Cave, so we don't care that we're skipping that. And it's like Solsky's gonna do the Croc play. Yeah, he's a dungeon ahead of Aussie. Aussie's doing Turtle Rock right now. This makes a lot of sense for him to be in here.
Yeah. Must be really doing just the purple chest. This is a lot of travel just for one check.
I know. I mean, if it's the mirror, like, that is like the worst mirror spot.
Yeah. Yeah, at this point I'm surprised that they haven't taken that ice beam into Upper Norfair.
Yeah, agreed.
which Flip Heel does not have the Ice Beam currently. Is that
He'll
right?
have the spring ball in a second, so he'll
He's
be
got
able
the
to get
spring
over
ball,
there.
yeah. But there's just so many items in Upper Norfair that you can get with that.
Yeah, and I really hope those guys do go to upper before lower, because that just the ease of going through it with the space jump versus without it is just it's night and day. I don't care how good you are. I don't think they haven't been in Ice Palace either.
Oh, Ice Purely's getting his various suit, and then
Yeah, that's important.
I would imagine that I think they both have to go to Norfair, probably from opposite sides.
Yeah, I could see that. Okay, so Laser Bridge had nothing.
Yeah.
Aussie gonna do a not fun try next fight, but you know, hammer try next, not the worst thing ever. Has to get the magic refill. Like SP really wants that sword. I don't blame him. They don't have the bad news that the other swords on Ped, so this is good for them.
Yeah, I guess doing this is a good idea if Ridley's going to go to Ice Palace next, which is still available for their team.
Yeah, sadly, Flip Heel is going to be doing the spring ball jumps.
Bulky checks available, and the sword doesn't help you in Upper Norfair. So if you're doing Upper Norfair next while Flip Heel's in lower, then I think this is a mistake. But if he goes to Ice Palace after, I think I like this play just to get the sword and make Cold Stare better.
Yeah,
the
that
whole
makes a
dungeon
lot of sense.
safer.
So did Croc have? Croc looks like it had nothing. Where is this mirror just gonna be sitting here on Trinex?
We have, did we ever see Plasma?
No. No Plasma, no Shack Tool. Solsky could do that pretty easily right now.
Yeah, Plasma Shack Tool, we've got Green Pendant turn in, and the second item, I believe, on Vitreous.
Yeah, I think if I'm Crockpot, Aussie having just finished Turtle Rock, Pod will be very quick. Swamp we can't do. Ice will be quick. Desert will be quick. I think you do Mire and get that green pendant. And send Solsky over to the rest of the Meridia check. Solsky hasn't killed Dragon yet, so
yeah,
he can kill Dragon, do Shack Plasma. Where Aussie's? Oh, Aussie just wants to go ahead and do Skullwoods, right? No, he's done Skullwoods. It's Solsky that hasn't done Skullwoods. No, wait, they've both done Skullwoods. Never mind.
Smithbane is on the table for Crockpot as well.
Yeah. I like this less. I mean, granted, there's a little bit of bias there. We know that there's nothing there, but it's so slow without the mirror. So you're gonna buy some potions. Sure. Let's see. Where is he going? Maybe he's gonna do Mire?
He can check the Bombos tablet, but he can't get the item yet. That's something that's available.
Not without mirror.
No, without the mirror. Sorry, that's not true.
If we had the mirror, we'd be almost good to go, just missing a sword.
Yeah, and we can't check the Pyramid Fairy without Swamp. I don't know.
Yeah, Pyramid Fairy won't.
Oh, he's doing Mire, or not Mire, Meridia.
Oh, he is doing Meridia. Okay.
Yeah, he's going to the back
he confused me because he went and bought that blue potion. Like, that blue potion's not helping you in Meridia. But he maybe is just buying that for later. Like I mean, with the flute, it's pretty free to pick one of those up. So yeah, that's fine.
You never know, if these parabombers get a little too aggressive, maybe it will help them get there and survive.
Oh, there you go. Who hasn't taken a death to those with like one heart or something trying to go through here? Yeah, so mirror go mode is not so bad. There's a lot of one-off checks the mirror gets them that they just won't have to do. And at this point, I believe we've seen all of Hera. We've seen all of Thieves Town. That basically leaves Meyer. Now, of course, that's between all our runners. Yeah, and Flipheel showing us why this loadout sucks. Because he did fall through the crumble block.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he's killing the rest of the enemies.
Yeah,
after
you don't
opening the
actually
door.
have to kill all the enemies.
I was
forget
about
what
to
the number
commend him
is.
for killing a certain number, and then he ran past the rest.
I know.
And opened the door,
Yeah, I
then he
know.
turned
I know.
around. Yeah, those Tuskegis are very tanky. Don't even take damage from just the wave beam. Resort to missiles and supers.
Yeah, the wave beam is a very, very weak weapon in lower Norfair. For whatever reason, like Spazier will kill things and Ice Beam will kill things, but wave beam, if you don't have charge beam with it, I guess with charge it's a little bit better. If you're trying to get out of lower Norfair, that wave beam will not hurt those key hunters unless you have charge beam. So yeah, wave beam is not a good item for LN. So also gonna open with missiles, but we'll probably switch over to the grapple kill as soon as Dragon goops. Once she gets her right side, we'll see if he can do the right side quick kill. I can't do this. I can only do it from the left side. Okay, but screw attacking the the goo away does not work, as I've come to know way too well by doing that by accident.
Yeah, it's easy to forget, and you go to jump, and oh, I have screw attack on.
Yep, exactly.
Shouldn't have done that.
Doesn't get the quick kill. Does have various suits, so he should be fine. This can get a little dicey if he takes too many slaps from Dragon, but he should be fine.
Yeah, this is very similar to what happened in SP Ridley's fight as well, except the addition of Variasuit. Actually, I think they both had 4E tanks at the time, so I think it's almost exactly.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Both got a right side kill with the grapple beam.
Mostly knowing there's nothing behind Ridley, Asi is doing the Meyer dip, so he'll get that sword and probably get the green pendant as well. Unfortunately for No Shields, when they sent a runner in here, did not have the cane yet. In fact, they still don't have the cane. They're gonna get it soon. We're gonna see. In fact, we're gonna see the same thing we saw on Crockpot's side for No Shields. SP Ridley is gonna get that screw attack that Fliphill really would like to have right now, and
Yeah.
Fliphill is gonna get that cane that SP Ridley would really like to have right now. Yeah. So power bombs, you really just need to avoid these guys. Just dodge them. He does. I don't know what he has in his reserves. Power bombs are not going to kill them. Supers will, but it takes a lot of them. Oh, oh, gosh. Oh, okay. This is going to be really rough. Saving with 20 health here and no good items to kill things with is very dicey. He's going to have a really rough time with the Tuskegis. He's going to have to avoid them. At least those will die to power bombs, and he's got a decent number of them, but this is really rough. No, he doesn't have a decent number because he needs 5 of them just to get down. So he's going to have like 2 extras.
I mean, you can use the power bombs for the iframes and at least mostly avoid the Tuskegis.
Yep. Yeah, you want to roll under here. Yeah, moving back like that does not help you. You want to roll under and get as far as you can. I would also pop that reserve tank, but I don't know how much he has in there. Okay, we're going to see plasma. Oh, it's mirror. That plasma. Oh, baby. So, yeah, that's going to be go mode for Crockpot because Solsky just got the mirror, and if Asi stays in Misery Mire, he's going to get that second sword.
Yeah, that's
Oh, we did that. Oh, we did stay in for the sword. Okay. Oh no, he got the sword. I see a 2 on there. Okay, he got the sword. That was a little scary. I'm like, because normally if there's like 2 swords remaining, but they know one's at ped, so you're not gonna get that sword.
Yeah, I think if the sword had been on the boss instead, they might not have done Vitreous, but I think you finished the front of the text. He'd already picked up the big key, or was getting the big key from the vanilla chest as Solsky found that mirror, so that definitely makes sense. And no, you can use charge shots on these pirates.
Yeah, at this point, he's going to have to.
I think the safest thing might be to jump and shoot it like right when the pirate's below you. Like jump and then aim down.
Yeah.
That's what I do if I'm.
Okay, that'll help one super. Yeah. He's going to have a lot of farming to do. Yeah, you know, and I'm going to point this out. This is lower Norfair feels to me like the big differentiator between the SM first players, or the strong SM players, and the weaker SM players. We saw this yesterday with Lack Attack and Fred Coughlin, and versus I'm blanking on who's MM2 Nest Cartridge and Farfalu, and the difference in their match honestly was that MM2 and Farfalu just knew what they, just were just that much stronger at getting through lower Norfair. Even Aussie having a very similar loadout to Flip Heel, but Aussie just did it so much faster, and kind of the same thing in that race. So yeah, the hard mode lower Norfairs can just be pretty brutal, and actually even in normal mode you can end up with a pretty brutal lower Norfair because it doesn't guarantee that you have things like Screw Attack or Plasma Beam.
Yeah, I mean, this is worse than normal even. So like this is pretty extreme from like what I'm used to dealing with, but you're right, it definitely is a huge difference maker.
Okay, so Aussie gonna go get his mirror. Solsky just gonna go do swamp with the fighter sword. Let's see where they're at on crystal. So Eastern Swamp, Turtle Rock for Solsky. Yeah, I guess you do swamp. You maybe clear more of it, hoping to get a sword, so you don't have to go into mire.
Yeah, I would say do the on-path checks. Maybe the map and compass checks.
You don't do left side.
The ones on the way in the back.
I could see doing everything but left side. I could also just see doing the 3 on-path checks.
Yeah, I probably personally would do the map chest and not the compass chest, since it's a little bit more of a roundabout way to get there. A couple extra door transitions. But it looks like Solsky's skipping the map chest. He'll be skipping the compass chest as well.
So Aussie never picked up Screw Attack, so he gets to do pseudo screws on these on the pirates there.
Which is in logic.
It is absolutely in logic.
Screw Attack.
Pseudo Screw will put that in room in logic in hard mode, as will Speed Booster, but who knows where Speed Booster is, because we haven't seen it. It'd be nice for Solsky and Aussie to get Aussie into GT first to scout out swords there and give Solsky. In fact, I could see without plasma, maybe not. I don't know what Solsky's ammo is. An argument could be made to just say send Solsky to finish SM while Aussie does GT, just looking for that sword. To try and avoid going to mire, but in the end it might just be faster to just send Solsky into mire to get that sword. That's such a dumb place for a sword.
Yeah. And to kind of reiterate your point earlier about this difference in lower Norfair, like not only was it slower to get through those with his less experience than Aussie has in lower Norfair, but he's having to farm up a lot more. So even this farm is taking him considerably longer to get up to like the number of supers.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're really competent at the Ridley fight, you should be stopping at 30, 31, 32. Maybe even less with this many missiles. Looks like he's going all the way to 50.
The thing, I guess, it's maybe not the best idea because you could get lucky and get something like Plasma or Screw behind Ridley, but I think he's farming also to have some for the way back. Because the idea is he's probably going to want
I like to do that after.
Yeah,
I like to do that after, just because afterwards because you're gonna get drops from Ridley.
Right,
so
you're gonna get drops, and you might get a Screw Attack. If Ridley's behind Screw Attack, then you just wasted all your time farming extra. And I would be surprised if we see all 50 of these missiles, or super missiles.
Solsky using menu strats because Fighter Sword Argus sucks. If you're good at doing it with the Fighter Sword spins, it's a little faster. If you're bad, then it's probably faster to do menu strats. I'm stubborn. I do the Fighter Sword spins, and sometimes it's faster, and sometimes it's not. Yeah, and Flippill, you can see his inexperience, not really understanding how to manipulate Ridley throughout those pogos. What you want to do is get under him and fire it down low, and then hit him in the back so he turns around in this other side, and just stand on the edge there and fire supers there. He's probably fired enough. Ridley's probably dead.
Yeah, it looks like it. He's just doing the ram attack repeatedly now, trying to grab him.
Just get picked up. You should be fine. Oh boy. I mean, with as many supers as you fired, yeah. You know what I like to do is I like to see what supers I've started with, and then I subtract 30, and that's what I'll be left with when I'm done, and I just take one off every time I miss, just to keep count. But yeah, I think Azure and chat is right. I think he was very dead for a while, but he does get the E-tank to be able to get a nice refill. Assie's showing us the speedrunner version of Diver Down, which is faster. The bad part about it, of course, it doesn't work when you're doing left side swamp, but very nice to be able to do that in the back. Also, I don't think there's a bomb setup for that one. Oh, this is unfortunate. SP Ridley just following Flippill into lower Norfair. I don't like this. You're just following, doing the same things. You know, you could be, checking upper Norfair, hoping to get that mirror, hoping to get a better movement item.
I think if Kane was their go mode item, I would like it, and I would agree with this play. But since Kane's still not their go mode, you're gonna have to either take that Kane back to Mire to Turtle Rock, or to upper Norfair, which he can access a lot more freely. I mean, the screw attack certainly is going to help once he gets past these spring ball jumps. And through the Ridley fight as well, for safety.
Very nice finish on Argus from Aussie. And if there's a sword in Swamp, it's on the left side, or one of those checks that we didn't do, so... at this point, let's see, where are we at? Solsky has to do Eastern. He's doing Eastern right now. He needs to do Turtle Rock. Aussie needs to do Desert Pod. Yeah, I feel like they're going to get into GT at the same time, so I don't know that there's going to be any kind of way to have Solsky avoid going into Mire for that sword, but we'll see. See what they do. There's just not enough on-path checks.
It's hard to tell if Solsky's reasonably ahead, even with having to pick up that sword, because he knows where it is, and he can just check that chest first. All he has to do is just rush straight for that spike floor chest. Doesn't have to get any keys.
Yep.
Or hit any switches.
Yeah, Aussie's gonna have very quick.
He's head on dungeons.
The stuff that Aussie has to do is faster in terms of what dungeons. Turtle Rock is never fast. But Ice Palace with Icebreaker, Desert Palace just do the back. Actually, I don't know if he has the big key yet, so that may be a thing too.
Big key was the right side, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds right. Pod will be very quick because it's got by far the best layout if you just want to go mode pod, because all he has to do is go down the right side, pick up small key, big key.
I still think Solsky's ahead though. I don't remember where the big key was in Turtle Rock, if he has to go to the lava chest and pick up a small key somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, there was a small key in the big chest, but I don't think there was a small key in the lava chest, so he should be okay there. They had the big key right away, so it's got to be one of those first 3 checks, but I didn't see which one it was. SP really is going to have a slightly better lower Norfair because he does have the screw attack. That will make a difference for him.
Oh yeah, it lets him get through all these gold pirates and the key hunters without even using any of his supers, so he won't have to do the pre-Ridley farm.
And Aussie making a liar out of me. I'm really surprised he picked up that screw attack. He has absolutely no need for it at this point, having already done lower Norfair, having already gotten the Plasma Pirate mirror item.
Maybe forgot what it was.
Maybe. Or maybe Solsky trolled him into picking it up. Okay, Solsky is just going to go ahead and get this sword. I think probably this is the right call. Just, you know there's a sword here, just go get it. Just don't mess with it.
Yeah, and he can save and quit out of that straight to Death Mountain. Still have full health.
Yep, I think that's the right play.
Over to Turtle Rock without having to mirror and flute and then go refill.
Oh, did Aussie not hit the switch? Because he just got the big key. Like in Go mode, you hit the switch so that you don't have to worry about picking up the big key, and that's the layout that screws you up, where the big key is sitting there in iced tea. Yeah, Aussie, please. So his Ice Palace was not as fast as it could have been, but you know, I mean, he'll get through it.
You can get through it. Flipfield does finally fall through the blocks, gets out of lower Norfair. Nicely done with that.
Yeah, we'll see. Gets the high jump boots. We'll see if he sees that space jump and just feels silly that we could have had a much easier. Yeah, he's gonna see it because he's gonna check all of upper Norfair. They're still looking for the mirror.
Only that mirror, and I don't see a way for them to get to that plasma location anytime soon. I mean, they're gonna do Crocomire. I don't know if they have anything else left in Link to the Past that would be worth doing before plasma, but
Turtle Rock.
Turtle Rock, that's right. Yeah,
they haven't touched Turtle Rock.
People will probably go out of upper Norfair, maybe even skips Croc and does Turtle Rock first, and then back in.
Yeah, you could send Flip Peel into Turtle Rock, and then SP Ridley could do Croc.
I think that makes sense.
Okay, SP Ridley looks like he's a little more experienced on the Ridley fight, doing the manipulations the way you want to do them. Getting some very nice pokos from Ridley. This shouldn't be this won't be a tough fight for him at all, I don't think.
Unsurprisingly, SP Ridley knows how to fight Ridley.
Yeah, you should know how to fight your namesake, right?
But yeah, to your point earlier about like the different skill sets between each game, it is always interesting to see, and it does appear from what I've been able to see here is that the Flip Heel's a little bit stronger in Link to the Past, and SP Ridley's a little bit stronger in Super Metroid. So that obviously can influence some of their decisions, some of their plays. Which in this one kind of funneled them into a difficult Norfair situation, or a lot of difficult Super Metroid play in general, with like Wreck Ship being available so early with so few E-Tanks. Like, I feel like their team might have been better served trying to lean into their strengths or lean away from their weaknesses. Because Flipheel did the early Wreck Ship play as well. Or sometimes the seed just doesn't allow for that.
Okay, yeah, big key on the right side there in Turtle Rock. And we'll see if I do. Well, I know I would pick up this half match. It'll be interesting to see if Aussie and Solsky pick up the half match. Just for that Master Sword. Very possible Master Sword Silver Rose fight. I expect the last sword and the silvers to be in GT, but if you get an early big key, you're not getting those most likely. So, I mean, what else do we even have left? We have like green pendant turn in, one item on Vidi.
We got the speed lock.
The speed booster, the speed lock stuff,
Supers. Bombos, and of course the mirror checks that are scattered around, like Bombo's tablet, Mimic Cave.
Yeah, you're not going to those mirror checks. Flip Heel finding that space jump, probably cursing. Yeah. Why didn't I check this earlier? Oh, Solsky didn't steal key? Wait, maybe there was a small key in lava chest.
I'm
But I
not sure.
thought there was one on Laser Bridge, so I'm not entirely sure why he's going through this way. I mean, Mimic Cave could have a sword, but he didn't check it. I guess maybe you can just grab that key instead of... Yeah, okay. If you go outside, grab that key instead of
Laser
stealing the
Bridge.
key, that should work, right? Yeah, that'll work.
Well, he still needs a key from Laser Bridge.
Yeah, I don't know which of that. Honestly, I would probably just skip Laser Bridge if it were me, but I mean, it's not a big difference. I don't know which is faster. I just hate doing Laser Bridge. Also, maybe Solsky doesn't grab that half magic because actually that would have helped him in this dungeon. So, whereas Asi would grab it on his way to GT, Solsky could have grabbed it before this even.
Solsky's got his green potion still. If he gets into magic troubles on Trinex and uses that green potion, he grabs the half magic for GT. That's
fair.
My guess. Maybe confusion or decision making, or potentially just needed a quick break from Flip Heel.
Solsky, please. I'm not even gonna mention that. Okay, meanwhile, Asi is gonna finish up Pod.
I'm sure we'll be hearing about this in the interview.
Where's Duck when you need him?
We'll have to talk about it at some point.
Duck would have some words
here.
Where's Apathy Duck?
Need someone to get a frame counter to see how much time we just wasted.
I know, right?
Alright, Flip Heel is going up to Turtle Rock, which is the most sensible play here. Unfortunately, not where they're going to find that mirror. And SP Ridley looks to be going back down to Croc. Kind of like what I expected. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense.
I mean, it's the more item-dense play, so it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, Croc and TR. And after this, SP Ridley will probably go into Meridia, finish up those checks. Or that check. They checked Spring Ball, or no.
No, they tried to. One of them tried to and couldn't do the jump. But
now with Space Jump, it's pretty easy.
Doesn't mean Solsky's going to be the first one into GT. Also, he just needs to finish up Pod. Ice Palace is not lit up, but he's finished Ice Palace. Going for hammer strats here and not being very successful with them. Just decides to switch to the sword. Probably just doesn't want to menu over to the bow. I don't blame him.
Yeah, that silver's the bow's not the best weapon.
Yeah, I mean, there is weapon. No... With this fight, with this loadout, there just isn't a good weapon. Like, they're all bad. Just which one is the least bad? Okay, Solsky gets a small key in the Hope Room, so looks like he's going to continue on. That magic refill. They decided not to get that half magic, but this room, if you're gonna go right like this, half magic is really nice for this room.
Oh, for sure. Oh, I think Solsky has a blue and a green potion, actually.
Yeah, he bought a blue one. Oh, and there's the big key. So unless we, oh, there's a tempered
There's the
sword.
sword.
That's really nice. Okay,
All
actually,
right.
that's a really nice GT loadout. I do still think we're gonna see silvers in here, but we won't. I don't think we're gonna find that out until Ganon tells us.
Yeah, that's pretty likely. We still have 20 some checks, and looks like Solski's feeling far enough ahead to scout and see if those silvers are in here, or maybe he
Yeah,
could
this is fine.
time save
I mean,
potentially.
okay, now I don't like him going on from here. Finds a small key, so now he has 2 small keys. Doesn't have to worry about the mini Helma. But I think going much further is not worth. Like,
He's got 3 small keys.
yeah, now he's got 3.
I would have skipped the torch and gone to this Stalfos room actually, because I think the mentality is, if the silvers save you 40 seconds, it saves you and your partner 40 seconds, who's more than 40 seconds behind you.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's worth
Yeah,
in this
okay.
very specific situation, because if it's going to save Aussie 40 seconds, then it's worth going all the way to the Dark Magician room or the Stalfos room, whatever you'd like to call that. So I think that's a good play.
I'll see down to 2 hearts here.
The green potion doesn't help you if you don't drink it, or the blue
Nope.
potion rather.
I mean, ideally you want to at least get to the fairy room, but gotta get past these mimics, which are no joke, and get past the next room. Oh, or you can just get a fairy
drop.
from the mimic,
Just hit.
get bailed out. Yeah, Asi also choosing not to get that half magic. I think by the time he would have gotten it, he would have heard from Solski the sword is right here. So in his case, it makes sense.
Absolutely. Alright, and as SP Ridley leaves the Crocomire area, we'll see where he decides to go. It almost has to be Meridia. And Meridia or Meyer seem to be like the only checks left. They might have a couple.
Yeah, Meridia's a little more item dense. He's got Screw Attack, so he can do the Plasma Pirates room.
It's only 2 items, but
but it's...
oh, he still got the Ice Beam. Or did
oh
Flipio
yeah,
do that?
I guess yeah. I don't think those guys ever did that. Now, Solski might be drinking that green potion after all, because it's pretty low on magic. We'll see what he wants to do to kill the Landmos here.
I mean, Tempered Sword spins and slashes. You can still, if you get good luck and execute well, you can still get 2 or 3 cycles.
Honestly, the hardest part doing this with the sword is just that stupid, what do they call it, the Medusa thing that firing those fireballs at you. Yeah, he's just annoying. 2.5 hearts. This stretch is not too bad, so he should be fine.
I like this Trinex fight from Flip Heel. That was really nice. Doing like the backdoor strat with Hammer and Master Sword is significantly harder than with Tempered or Gold Sword. Did a fantastic job. Probably should menu to Hammer here though, but he's getting it done.
And SP Ridley essentially in the right spot, but chose wrong for the first check.
Yeah, I mean, if you're coming in from the bottom, you kind of don't really have a good choice to get to Plasma first without going right past this anyway, almost.
Yeah, it's a tough choice, because it's the slower check, but if you have to do both, then it's much faster to do this first, and then you can just skip Plasma. But we're curious to see what's here. Maybe Speed Booster. Actually, that would be bad for them. No Speed Booster, please. Because that could just lead him away from this area.
I think you might still do Plasma if this is Speed Booster.
I would hope so, but man, oh man, it just...
Because those Speed Booster checks are also out of the way. I mean,
yes,
there's nothing else you need in the Shaft Supers or Waterway locations.
Yeah, also don't like the checking like this. Is that silvers? That was definitely arrows of some sort.
Looks like it. Otherwise, he wouldn't be picking them off.
Yeah, those are silvers. Uh, I don't think Flip gets those. That's just too far out of the way. I love my
Oh, there's
silvers
no
on Ganon,
way.
but oh my god. Well, of course they don't know that there's this sword situation. Wow, that's a tough one.
As somebody who may have gotten criticized for picking up silvers in my last race, I would
It
not
wasn't
go this
me.
far to get the silvers.
Yeah, yeah, I said it's your choice, and you were ahead, so you're picking up those
Yeah.
silvers was pretty free, in my opinion.
It's fake powder with the magic powder from Aussie.
Yeah, yeah, he's not gonna check those. And he remembered that's the chest you always pick up. By muscle memory, the one I always pick up is the one here. He's not gonna show us a Moldorm bounce, but he is the one behind here, so it makes sense to just do it the normal way. Make sure you get finished.
Yeah, even a first try Moldorm bounce probably is going to have a lot of menu buffers to make sure you get it right, and it's going to be slow.
Yep. I do think if he had been the one ahead, I do think he does it though. And they're gonna know exactly where those silvers are, because there's only one spot in Meridia they didn't check. Solsky wasting time. I'm not entirely sure why.
If he does this enough, he's not going to finish first. He's probably already behind, honestly.
I mean, because Aussie is the better player in both of these games, so it would not surprise me if Aussie were to surpass him at some point.
And even, like, disregarding that, I think that Aussie has more super missiles, which means he's going to have a faster Mother Brain kill, even if they both execute perfectly.
Yep.
And, you know, another point, these Ganon warps, teleports, are not seeded.
No, they are not.
Solsky could get 4 extra Ganon warps, and just like that, he's now behind. Of course, they're ahead by enough in the race, it's not going to matter, but...
Yeah, and to be fair, they know they're the favorites, and they haven't made a big mistake, so they have to feel ahead. But when we get later in the tournament, those are not things you want to be doing when you're playing, you know, some of the other top teams, like the Andy Ivan team, Azure Bunny, M2 Farfalu, Maniacal, Hitaka, teams like that.
Yeah. I mean, they were fairly late to that mirror, but, like, if you're going to be very late to something, obviously it's a bad location, so you have to expect that your opponents didn't get it super early, but also it prevents a lot of checks that you're okay with, you know, kind of saving some of that time back.
Yep.
But Team No Shields does have everything they need. They are now in go mode. Quite a few dungeons left to clear, especially for SP Ridley.
Yeah, SP Ridley has 5 dungeons to clear at this point. That's a lot of Link to the Past to play. Oh, apparently Aussie missed the torch glitch. Which is, you know, I mean, that's not the end. But it's definitely annoying.
Yeah, you can still get double spins fairly regularly. Well, I say that, he's missing some double spins.
Yeah, what's rough is he's using the lamp, which makes it harder. It's pretty easy, I think, to get double spins when you can use the fire rod, but I don't know that he might still have a green potion from the very beginning. So he does have extra magic. He might be better served to use that fire rod a little bit.
Yeah, maybe just at least get the torches back on.
Okay, there goes down Ganon. Just a little bit behind Solsky. And now just a save and quit and a reset. Actually, I don't even know if you need to save and quit, but I always do it just in case because I'm paranoid. For those of you that maybe aren't as experienced, I've seen this from runners that aren't as experienced. You do not need to use a portal to get back into SM. I've seen people do that. That's slow, and don't do it unless you have to do other bosses that you haven't finished yet. And without Plasma Beam, you're going to want to refill. Okay. Well, Asi has enough ammo that he probably doesn't need to refill the ship. It looks like Solsky does. And Asi is ahead now. See, Solsky, yeah, hovers for no reason. Delaying that Ganon fight, letting your teammate be... Yeah, I guess Solsky just wants to let his teammate finish first. Yeah, he... Oh, Flipbill hasn't even done Dragon yet here. So it makes sense that he's the one that's going in here.
Actually kind of convenient then for him.
Yeah.
We'll be able to finish Dragon and then immediately
the least experienced SM player gets the quick kill on the right side. Well done, Flipbill.
Yeah, that was a nice kill. I think the fastest Dragon out of the 4 that we saw.
Very nice Metroids 1 from Asi. It's a little bit ahead into Metroids 2. He's staying slightly ahead. And considering no Plasma Beam, we don't care about stand-up glitch or anything like that. And Kolsky doesn't have enough E-tanks to do it, even if he wanted to. Like, Solsky's not going to go for a baby skip, just going to damage himself down, took out both suits. A little more difficult to do with without Speed Booster anyway, and Asi goes for it and doesn't get it.
Yeah. Just like that, I think we're back to even again, maybe? I guess Asi's still slightly ahead.
Yeah, and like you said, he's... Well, I mean, they have the same number of supers, but Asi has extra missiles. I'm not sure that even matters, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a little bit more DPS than
yeah, it is.
Charge Wave Ice.
Charge Wave Ice is 100 shots, so, you know. They both have enough to do... Yeah, they both have enough to do this without using any charge shots, but Solsky is a lot closer to that. Whereas, you know, Asi can miss a ton of missiles and still be fine if he doesn't want to use any charge shots. Both having no trouble with Zeb Skip.
Very nice.
Asi using charge shots. Asi. No, sorry. Asi's using his missiles.
Well,
Solsky's using charge shots. Why?
He has to. He's only got he's 4 missiles shot.
But... Oh no, he
using more than he needs.
He doesn't need to use this many.
I don't know the math to know how many he needs, but it's more than 0 and less than this many.
So I think he's got 37 supers, so that's 23. off,
It
so
was 3765.
yeah, that'd be 69 regular missiles. So he didn't quite have enough to do all ammo, but wow. This is where I like to do. I fire off all my regular missiles, fire down to 15 supers, and then do charge shots until catch up. Some people like to wait on and do all their ammo first and just do charge shots on catch up because typically the catch up beams are easier to dodge, but it also means you have to count better. See, with all that extra ammo usage is into the cutscene already.
Team No Shield still making their progress.
I mean, they're in go mode,
First
but they're...
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a long go mode for them. They had so many dungeons left to finish.
SMZ3 is a very long go mode game. In general, in contrast to another tournament that's going on right now, the Croc tournament, where go mode can be like 2 minutes.
Yeah, and some of that is the nature of the game. Some of that is the fact that it's co-op makes it potentially longer. But also,
yeah, I think so.
Not to discount Crockpot, they did a really good job of splitting up progress through dungeons that was needed for the game, as well as doing dense checks for items to kind of mitigate that. And some of it was just, of course, taking a little bit of risky play here or there that didn't pay out. Like Flippeel's dip into Eastern earlier that he had to go back and still has to go back and finish, even though he already cleared the dungeon and got no items out of it.
Okay, Aussie in the escape, which sucks without no speed booster. Polsky about to join him in the escape. At least we have high jump boots. That Leodox room without high jump boots is just absolutely horrible.
The question is, does Aussie save the animals to let Solsky catch back up?
Oh, maybe. Aussie, why?
I think he still finishes ahead here.
I think he does. I feel like it's, instead of trying to be the one to finish first, they're trying to be the one to finish second with all these little stall tactics.
Yeah, it's the age-old, someone's holding the door for you and refuses to go in until you...
All right. Here we go. Aussie enters the ship with official race time of 2:28.47. Solsky going to be right behind him at 2:28.56. GG's to Crockpot with their first win. Very nicely done. Very good teamwork between the two of them. We know they're great players, so I know if Duck's watching, he's cringing to hear me say that about both of them, but at least one of them. Hopefully we can get them in here for an interview. I think at least one of them has joined us. It sounds like I hear a couple of pings there. Solsky and Oski, GG's.
GG.
How about that 9-second apart finish? Expertly tactical
I was starting to wonder if you guys were trying
plans.
to let see who could finish last of the two of you.
I
There
just
were a lot
want
of stall tactics going on there.
I just want the race to reset again and then just have it as even as possible. I don't know. I was having fun with it.
Then Nasi wouldn't miss torch glitch just to help you stay close.
Yeah, I saw like
him
chat
back
like
up.
giving me heck for like missing like the 1-1 and then Aussie just blows torch glitch. And before that happened, I was like, oh man, I was hovering right in the pit. I'm like, well, I guess I could miss torch glitch. And I'm like, well, imagine missing torch glitch, and then he does it.
Yeah.
It's like
So
the imagine getting animals. Went straight for animals.
yep, you did do that. Any thought on picking up that half magic that was sitting there on
No,
the floating
none,
island?
0.
Hope.
Not worth it.
It would be for me because I suck at Master Swords, but
So does Aussie, but yeah, you just have to tough it out. He was already behind. Aussie's like
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah, those sword locations were just atrocious.
Yeah, that was one of our big deliberations at the end, was if I go and get Myers' sword.
Yep.
And then
Yeah, we
just
talked about
figured
that.
the timing was like, it's so fast, and if we run into temper, there's a nice time save. And then sure enough, Vicky was right by tempered.
Yeah, you know where
So-
silvers were.
Yeah.
What we do now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, just because of how I wrote it, I missed it, but that's fine.
Yeah,
Honestly, like if
that's
you get
fast.
silvers there, like what am I saving on that point, right? So
No, you're not. Like if one of you gets silvers there, I don't think you go. I don't think the other one of you goes and gets those silvers.
No,
It's
you
too
just-
far out of the way.
you get time back from checking it, but you've already lost it with the
Yeah.
spend to go there. So
Yeah,
it doesn't
totally
really
agree.
matter.
Yeah, and that leads into why like the Meyer sword was a good grab,
Mhm.
because we didn't expect to get like both another or 2 swords and silvers in GT.
Yeah.
Yep.
That mirror is so bad though. Like,
Oh, it really was. I mean, it was in logic because you had charge beam and you could do pseudo screws.
yeah.
But yeah, it's just not a check you make, really.
It's not just that, but
terrible.
you didn't have movement to like lid anyways. Like Ozzy pointed
Yeah,
out,
it's
he
true.
could have done it, but like he's not getting out with it, right? So
Yeah, no, it's a terrible location.
I didn't even think of that without the spring ball
mhm.
or the high jump, space jump. There were
I mean,
lots
it's the
of
same
spring
jump
ball
as worst
rides.
room in the game. So theoretically, because Aussie can do that jump, he could probably do it, but it's not fast. And it just, yeah. I mean, you'd almost reset it and just come back for it later. At that
Yeah,
point.
I would have reset it even if I had checked it.
Mhm.
Speaking
how
of movement, though,
Yeah.
I could have gone to Norfair earlier, like before
Yep.
the spring ball, because you can X-ray climb up that room. And that would have given us access to all those items.
Or you could have checked Upper Norfair, gotten the space
With your
jump.
ice beam, yeah. Check the upper Norfair.
Well,
Well, you guys were a little bit later.
I got
to ice
spring
beam
ball
than your
before ice.
opponents. Yeah, I was gonna say that No Shields had the ice beam fairly early. They had hammer a lot earlier, and then once they had the mitts, they did the overworld, including hammer pegs, pretty early to get ice.
Okay, so my favorite moment, Aussie, you're in Lower Norfair. Solsky, you're in Ice Palace. Aussie, you find Kane. Solsky, you find Screw Attack. How rude was that? Like, Aussie doing the really low percent Lower Norfair, and Screw Attack makes that so much better. Solsky not being able to do Icebreaker.
Yeah, because like Wreck Ship was a real treat too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That
Yeah,
Fantoon, oh my god! And I'm triggering my reserve. I'm like, oh, I paused it the wrong time because it's gonna flip the pattern. And
No
then I got
charge beam
fast
for
on the
pseudos.
bottom. Yeah, I got fast on the bottom. And like that's terrible. Like, I should know how to handle it, but it's like something you never practice. So.
Solstice
Yeah,
volunteered
I
for
don't think-
Fantoon, so I just went and took my safety gravity.
we were like, yeah, I'm not gonna do Wreck Ship yet. And then I'm just like, I'm telling him that as I'm going to Wreck Ship. I'm like, by the way, I'm memeing. I'm actually on my way.
Yeah, well, that first E-Tank was in such... You could have gotten the E-Tank in Red Tower, but the E-Tanks after that, it took a while before you got to them. Like,
Yeah,
the
I
E-Tanks
didn't.
early were so bad.
I didn't know about the tank until afterwards, like because he
Yeah.
did Red Tower after. So.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was I was wondering like, is this the worst wreck ship of all time on low percent? And then Hookshot bailed me out with the final chuck there, and I was like, Pog.
Yeah,
that was nice.
I know.
That was
Those-
really nice because then we can just split up even more.
Yeah,
Like,
having the
Aussie's-
item, like if you're solo, the item being there, you're like, "Whew, I actually had to do this, right? But in co-op, you're like, oh great, now my teammate has to do all of this too.
Yeah.
But yeah, the hookshot was definitely a nice find there, and at least Aussie had a quicker wreck shift because he didn't have to do all the other crap.
Mm-hmm. Wondering where
What-
speed was, but yeah.
What was not quick was getting that
GT?
ice rod.
I mean,
It almost had
God,
to be
the
GT.
ice rod
I
was
think
so bad. Yeah, the ice
GT
rod
or
was in
mirror
the,
lock.
ice rod was in the worst spot possible too for Aussie because it's like Etacoons.
yeah.
So,
Oh, it's terrible, and there was
so-
like nothing else. You didn't need anything
Yeah.
else in that stretch.
Mhm. Well, I guess Quake. No, that was Wreck Ship. Ether was the other one, I guess. That was down there.
Yeah, I think Ether
around
was
area.
in the burn area.
Yeah.
Like, talk about a crap burn star.
It was still friendlier than some of our other seeds we've done. Like we've done some real meme disasters, like really low percent, like lower than this. Like we had to do like, well, I don't think Aussie did, but I had to do Powerbomb Ridley. The last
Yeah.
scoring we did, it
Oof.
was because it was so like early
Yeah.
and required. So yeah.
Okay, so we're not gonna have to keep this a little bit short. Aussie's got a race
Sure.
to get to. They'll be right on this channel. We'll talk about that in a second. But first of all, your thoughts on your next opponent, which will be either Died in Hype Cave or Team Corndog.
I can't wait to send Duck and Cutie to the Shadow Realm. That's gonna be my highlight of the tournament. So I can't wait.
Yeah, I don't know. Died in Hype Cave is pretty good, and I think they are the higher seed there. So I think that's
That's
the
'cause
8-9
Cutie.
matchup.
That's because of Cutie, but he's stepping up his game behind the
Yeah,
scenes.
it really comes down because if you look at their qual scores, they're either really high or really low, and I think it just depends on just how much they can get away with keeping Cutie in SM
Yeah.
versus him having to do tough link to the past stuff. But
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't want to curse Duck and Cutie either. Like one runner did faithfully last tournament, so like it's anyone's game in co-op
oh,
in the
for
mid
sure.
seeds. So, but yeah, I'm just saying that because that'd be pretty fun to do.
Yeah.
I'll race with them. So.
Yeah, so we are gonna have to cut this a little bit short, but since it's Aussie that's racing next, we will call it out. The HMG tournament, game 2 of that semifinal series. Aussie, how you feeling about that one? It's gonna be right here on this channel in 10 minutes.
I guess I'm practiced for Link to the Past now. Whole 2.5 hours of this.
Yep.
Um,
A few more glitches you'll get to do though.
Yeah, you gotta remember not to do the glitches in SMZ3.
Yeah, that's good, especially with an admin commentating. I might have a few things to say about that, but yeah. But good luck to that, and also good luck to both of you in the next round. I'll let you add anything you want to add before we close it out, and we'll turn it on over to Link to the Past HMG.
HMG sucks. So for those that are leaving and watched our race, thank you very much. For those that are leaving, stay and watch Aussie. That is all. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks Solski for being a great partner and teammate for this co-op tournament.
That's so nice.
Also- and then thanks Tracy and Ace for doing comms.
Yeah, no problem. It was a lot of fun. Nice to see the balance of the team. You know, the one nice guy and then the heel.
I actually feel bad now. Like all those mean things I've said about Aussie, like when he's not around, I feel terrible.
All right. So for those of you that maybe want to keep watching Flipeel and SP Ridley, I'll go ahead and put the follow the runners command in chat so you can follow them and take a look at and watch them and cheer them on to finish this out. Sadly, we will not be able to show it on the restream. But again, congratulations to Aussie and Solski for taking this one down. Good luck to Aussie in his HMG race. Next race here will be, let me double check, is tomorrow night. It'll be Fail Guys, Metroid MST and Lenifis versus Order of the Elephant, Tilmorph and Thornado. So tune in for that, and plus several other races coming up over the weekend. So again, thank you to Ace0 for joining me, Jagger and Link Force on tracking. All of you for watching, our runners for putting on a great show, and we'll see you all at the next race.